performance and Matthew Robinson of Hit That Academy.
Hold on. You thought I was going to jump over that. No, no, no. I'm going to leave that for the professionals, all right? Good afternoon and welcome to day number 2 of the Carifta Trials right here at St. Vincent Beach Stadium in Diamond St. Vincent and the Grenadines. My name is Crystal of VC3 TV. Thank you so much for joining us once again. And for those of you who joined us yesterday, thank you as well. Now, it's going to be separated into 2 different teams or 2 different categories. You have under 17 and under 20 championships. So all the students from the various secondary schools, those who would have graduated, who are still training within the various now I'm forgetting their names within the various teams that you go to after school, like It That, Excel, Exceed, and so on, the Mustangs, and the list goes on. They're all here, they're all ready, they've warmed up, we're about to start. So sit back and enjoy. There's still time to come here. It's just $5 to get on the inside so you can support your favorite athlete. A lot of greatness as usual is going to happen on the track today. There's long jump, I see high jump setting up. The hurdles, always been very fascinated by hurdles. I'm going to see this for the very first time, and I'm pretty sure many of you are going to view for the first time as well. So hopefully you enjoy it, all right? So come out physically or share the live, comment, and support our youths as they attempt to make it to the Carifta 2025 that's going to be held in Trinidad and Tobago. Now I'm going to hand you over to a little break, but coming up just a little later on is Mr. Khalil Keto. He's going to be doing the commentary for today's event. Sit back, stay tuned, enjoy, share the live. Welcome.
Thinking of winning the lotto jackpot? Well, there is an easy way. Combo Play. Choose 4 numbers from 1 to 36. That's a combo 4 at a cost of $64. Match any 4 of the 5 numbers and win the lotto jackpot. There's Combo 6, where you purchase 6 numbers for only $12. Match any 5 of the 6 lotto numbers and hit the jackpot. How about Combo 7? That's a purchase of 7 lotto numbers for $42. Match any 5 of the 7 numbers and you will win the jackpot. There are also Combo 3, Combo 8, and Combo 9 lotto plays. Visit the NLA headquarters in Pauls Avenue or WhatsApp 495-6886 for more details. Lotto, you have to be in it to win it.
Right now on VC3, as we bring to you the second day of the 2025 Dr. Lennox Adams Junior Championships here from the Sir Vincent Beach National Stadium. The meet that will determine how many athletes will qualify for the national team to represent St. Vincent and the Grenadines at the 2025 Carifta Trials. My name is Khalil Keto, and we welcome you to our live stream here once again. And what you just saw was the completion of the very first track event here this afternoon. That was the 110 meters hurdles for the boys taking part in the under 17 octathlon. We had there Kingroy Hepburn, Julian Hendrickson, and Isaiah Patterson. Next up on the track will be the turn of the seniors, well, the seniors meaning the under 20 young men, who will feature Jaheim Williams, Kyle Derrick, Matthew Robinson, and Nearvor Nanton, who will be running the 110 meter hurdles. Of course, if you were with us yesterday afternoon, you would have been a part of the excitement, especially in the under 20 boys 100 meters, where we had 4 athletes, the top 4 runners, all going under the Carifta standard, and the top 5 athletes actually recording personal bests. Keo Davis Jamar Saunders, AJ Delplesh, and Delron Delplesh, all running under the required 10.80
on the 17 triple.
A standard for the 100 meters. And now here we see the hurdlers, well, the boys running the hurdles. We have Jaheim Williams in lane 4, Kyle Derrick in lane 5, Matthew Robinson. And that's Robinson taking a tumble there. It was actually leading the event up to that point. And also Neavon Nanton, the 4th competitor there in that event. Again, the decathlon, a total of 10 events, all wrapped up into one. So on our program for this afternoon, you just saw the completion of the 110 meters hurdles for the multi-events. We also have, getting ready to start, is the shot put for the under 17 boys and under 20 boys. There will also be the long jump for the under 17 and under 20 girls, and also the long jump for the lone female in the women's heptathlon, that is Kiana Bailey. On the track, we'll have preliminaries for the 200 meters, as well as the 400 meter hurdles. And then we have the finals of these events set to come later on, the 200 meters, the 800 meters, and also the 3,000 meters and 5,000 meters, along with the balance of the events set to take place for the multi-events here this afternoon. So again, we say welcome to our live stream and thank you so much for joining us as we continue to bring live coverage of the 2025 Dr. Lennox Adams Junior Championships from the Sir Vincent Beach National Stadium in Diamond. So again, the Carifta Games 2025 will be held in Trinidad and Tobago at the Hasely Crawford Stadium over the Easter weekend. And to date, we have 9 athletes who have qualified, making either A or B standards. And again, to remind you of the designation of A and B standard, the A standard guarantees qualification for the games, meaning that they will be selected to travel to Trinidad and Tobago. The B standard qualifications mean that although they will have a qualification, there are all other factors that will go into play, which will include attendance at team athletics development meets, the consistency of the athlete's performance over the season, and as well as input from the particular athlete's coaches. So the athletes who have already qualified for the 2025 Carifta Games, A standards, we have Javelin Cato in the triple jump, who is based in Jamaica, AJ Delplesh, Keo Davis, Delron Delplesh, and Jamar Saunders, all in the 100 meters, Tidre O'Neill in the pole vault. These are all under 20 boys in the under A standards. Under 20 boys, B standard includes Trevel Sylvan in the high jump and Zitri Hepburn in the 1500 meters. And the lone athlete in the under 17 category who has made a standard, albeit a B standard, is Lemur Oliver, who did it in two events. The under 17 boys high jump and the under 17 boys 200 meters. This was done during the St. Vincent Grammar School Inter-House Athletics Championships just a few weeks ago.
Please start making your way to the call room. That's your first call. Second call for the under 17 200 meter athletes. You should be at the call room or at least making your
officials now getting things ready for the first track events. Well, not the first track events, but first open track events this afternoon, which will be under 17 girls 200 meters, where we'll have 2 heats of runners who are presently right now in the call room. So the B standard for this upcoming event is 25.10 seconds, the A standard 24.98 seconds. And again, once they run faster than 24.98, it will guarantee them selection for St. Vincent and the Grenadines at the 2025 Games in Trinidad and Tobago. If they run 25.10 seconds or faster, that will be a B standard.
To the stand nearest to the finish line, please and thank you.
So the sky much clearer than it was yesterday. Of course, we had lots of cloud cover. Probably no threat of rain as we had this morning, but for those of us who frequent the Diamond facility will know that that is never a guarantee. that there won't be any rain. But for right now, the sun is out, and so are the athletes as well as our officials and spectators here this afternoon. So again, I want to urge you to come on down. If you so desire, and join us here at the Sir Vincent Beach National Stadium. Also set to take place on the track as I look across to the call room area and see the athletes coming out for the shot put event. These young men will be doing the under 17 and under 20 boys shot put. The athletes, as I look at them at the other end of the track, include Christian Joseph of Excel Track Club, Kazim James of St. Vincent Grammar School, Jaquan Francis, we saw him yesterday in the discus of high performance, and Neovon Nanton, also of the St. Vincent Grammar School. The Christian Joseph there was one of the athletes who represented St. Vincent and the Grenadines at the 2024 games in Grenada last year. That time around he was in the under 17 category doing this very event, the shot put. So to qualify for the team, the shot putters will have to meet an A standard of 14.34 meters. Anything over that is a guaranteed qualification. A B standard of 14.20 meters will also get them in the mix, albeit not an absolute qualification, as they must also fulfill the other requirements. So track events and field events getting ready to get going here this afternoon at the Sir Vincent Beach National Stadium. And one of the highlights of this afternoon could very well be once again the 200 meters, where last year we had a record-breaking performance from Keo Davis when we had our visiting team from Barbados who also came over to take part in the event for this year. And as I go through the list of athletes for the under 20 boys, 200 meters, Keo Davis not here on the, oh yes, there he is, I found him, so he is there. So we get the chance to see Keo Davis in action once again. He has qualified already for the 200 meters, running a time of 21.79 seconds to qualify for the event. Of course, he will be seeing if he can go faster here this afternoon. Last year, he ran a blistering 20.87 to set the national junior record in the final of this event. So Keo will be on track once again this afternoon, along with the likes of AJ Delplesh, Jemar Saunders, Jadiel Hector, and others from the various clubs across St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Of course, the clubs being represented here once again include the That Academy, Exceed Sports Club, the Excel Track Club, High Performance, Mustangs, and Chatelier.
Final call for all athletes on the 17 and 200 meters.
So on your screen now, the young men getting ready for the under 20 boys shot put. This is will take place in the southern D of the track, the southern end of the infield.
Of the girls on the 17, 200 meters, we have Alias Skerritt, high performance.
So reminding you once again of the other events set for today. The long jump event, the shot put, which we're about to see commence, the 200 meters. We'll also see the high jump and discus throw for the multi-events. The 200 meters, as I said, the triple jump, 800 meters, the 3,000 meters, Javelin throw, still a relative new event here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And the 5,000 meters and the balance of the events for the multi-events, including the 1,500 meters for the under 20 decathlon. And also the octathlon for the under 17 boys. So again, this event being put on by Team Athletics SVG, the governing body of track and field here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We encourage you as always to follow along with the progress of our athletes and our season. through our social media accounts. On Facebook, you can find us at Team Athletics SVG. On Instagram, it's t.a.svg. And of course, you can log on to our official website, teamathleticssvg.com.
We see Jerry Brown, Chateaubriand, Kevin Williams unattached. The Michael, Mustangs, Gerald Welcome, Chateaubriand.
9 athletes already qualifying for the charter flight, which will be heading down south to Trinidad and Tobago as the games return to the Southern Caribbean for the second consecutive year. Being held in Grenada last year. The several years before it was held in the Northern Caribbean, Jamaica, Bahamas, and the Cayman Islands. So now it's the turn of Trinidad and Tobago.
Girls under 20, Heat 1. India Davis, Exceed Sports Club. Lau Brown, Inlet Academy. Zikisha Kelly, Mustangs, Shaquania Jacobs, Exceed Sports. And Kiara Sandy of Inlet. Heat 2, Denisha Beligi, running unattached. Leah Chance, Mustangs, Adriana Miller, High Performance, Angelica Kwao, Exceed Sports Club.
So as the shot put competition is about to commence, we have the competitors going through their warm-up phases. Again, these competitors include Christian Joseph of Excel Track Club, Kazim James, St. Vincent Grammar School, Jaquan Francis, High Performance, and Neavon Nanton, also of the St. Vincent Grammar School.
Romano Hector, Exceed, Kyle Bullock, Exceed, Delron Delpish, Mustangs,
For the athletes looking to gain qualification for the event, they'll be looking to meet a B standard of 2.0 minutes for point. at the start line, ready to face the starters' orders. Heat 1 of this event will include running in lane 1, Alia Skerrett of That Academy, Kenisha Richards of High Performance, Ariana Miller is in lane 4, Ayana Duncan in lane 5, Naima Nesbitt in lane 6. And of course, fans and supporters of the High Performance Club and Central Leewood Secondary School will rule the absence of Shaikina Francis. She's also listed here in lane 3, but she's not able to compete due to sustaining an injury at her school's inter-house championships at the Victoria Park on Friday. So again, your lane assignments for Heat 1. It's Alia Skerrett, lane 1. Kenisha Richards, 2. Ariana Miller, lane 4.
Of XE. Lane 4, Ariana Miller, High Performance. Lane 5, Ayana Duncan of Biomechanical. Lane 6, Naima Nesbitt of XE Sports.
So it's Skerrett lane 1, Richards lane 2, Miller lane 4, Duncan lane 5, Nesbitt lane 6. Well, there is an athlete in lane 5. One athlete seems to have moved just a bit early.
We see it clear. 4 sides.
So it looked like the athlete in lane 2 there, Kenisha Richards of High Performance, moved just a tad bit early. So we'll see what the decision will be as it relates to the starters. Of course, this being a championship, the false start rule will be in effect. And that is, once an athlete is judged to have false started, they will be put out of the race there. So it's a tense time now for the young Richards, as she'll wait to see what the decision will be from the officials. So lane 3 is actually not vacant, where that should have had Shaikina Francis. Hurana Patterson of Mustangs is there, and it looks like it's a yellow card being shown to the field. Okay, so an updated heat list for you here this afternoon. So there will just be one heat of this under 17 girls 200 meters. It's Alia Skerrett, lane 1, Kenisha Richards, lane 2, Hurana Patterson, lane 3, Ariana Miller, lane 4, Ayana Duncan, lane 5, Naima Nesbitt on the outside in lane 6. And already moving there, Ariana Miller in lane 4, and lane 2. High performance athletes in full control of this event coming home. It's Kenisha Richards there in control right now, so it's Richards out front. Ariana Miller in second. Alia Skerrett is in third, followed by Naima Nesbitt, Hurana Patterson, and Ayana Duncan, and that's the way it will finish. With Kenisha Richards taking that one in 25.57 seconds.
26.25 seconds, and Naima Nesbitt of XC 27.12. Oh, it's a change.
So it's Richards first, Miller second, and Skerrett, yes, gets the third spot, 27.12.
So next we go straight to the boys on the 17.
So as you heard there in the background, the Heat 1 of the under 17 boys will be coming up next. It's one of 3. Here for this event, your qualification time, the B standard is a time of 22.10 seconds, and A standard of 22 seconds flat. Again, there's already been a B standard qualification for this event made by Limor Oliver of the That Academy, who ran 22.02 seconds at the Grammar School Inter-House Sports Championships a few weeks ago. Lane 1 and Oliver will be running out the outside in lane 7 of this one. The rest of your athletes are Kimelon Spencer of Biomechanics in lane 1, Savoy Barber of High Performance in lane 2, Jarrell Charles in that Academy lane 3, Mataniah Stapleton of Mustangs in 4, Ethan White of It That Academy lane 5, Aiden Charles, Mustangs lane 6, and of course Limor Oliver, your lone qualifier to date in this event, albeit a B standard, runs on the outside in lane 7. Of course, some lanes do look as though they're vacant, so we'll wait till the athletes are lined up. So lane 3 seems to be empty, as well as lane 5. So that is Ethan White of It That Academy, and also Jarrell Charles of It That Academy seem not to be on the track. So of course, once the athletes are comfortable with their blocks, they'll give themselves some practice starts, and then they walk back to the mark and await the orders of the starter. So starter this afternoon, Mr. Kirk Hamlet. A one-time representative of St. Vincent and the Grenadines at the Carifta Games as well, and also the Woodland Island School Games. As a matter of fact, in 2023, when he was a part of that Woodland Island School Games, he played every single sporting discipline. So this Woodland Island School Games includes football, track and field, netball for the girls, basketball for the boys, and male and female volleyball. So Kirk was on every single team back in 2023, and now he is the holder of the starter's pistol as the athletes are now under starter's orders. So it's Barber lane 2, Stapleton lane 4, Charles lane 5, Oliver lane 6. Your 4 runners here in this first heat of the under 17 boys 200 meters. And it's Limor Oliver stepping away from the runners here. Seems to be seeing if he can hit it once again. But he crosses the line at a flash time of 22.4 seconds. Still just doing just enough to win the heat and get through to the final, which will be coming up later this afternoon. Mataniah Stapleton, 23.69. So Stapleton takes second.
Stapleton of Mustangs takes second, 23.69.
And Aiden Charles
Charles
has the third spot just ahead of Savoy Barber with 24.37 seconds. Heat 2 comes up next.
Heat number 2. Troy Compton, lane 1, running unattached. Tyler DeCosta, lane 2, It That Academy, lane 3, Jalen Jackson.
So we have the runners in lane 1,
lane 4, National Fergus,
lane 4,
lane 5,
lane 5, lane 6 and 7.
Lane 6, Leonardo Grant,
and also lane 8.
So
it seems like lane 2 and 3 are vacant, with runners in all other lanes. So with the 2 vacant athletes, well, 2 vacant teams, 2 vacant lanes, sorry, we have Troy Compton running unattached in lane 1. Nashan Fergus is running in lane 4. Nazari Nash of the St. Vincent Grammar School lane 5. Leonardo Grant High Performance lane 6. Kamali Arthur It That Academy lane 7. And Nazari Horn Exceed Sports Club in lane 8. So 6 of the 8 athletes originally listed on the heat sheet on the start list to take part in the race have taken the track. Again, looking to run 22.10 for a B standard and 22 seconds flat for an A standard. And as a matter of fact, during that 200 meters that Limor Oliver would have run at the St. Vincent Grammar School Sports, he did ease up just before the line to embrace the celebration that was going on for him as he won that event, running 22.02. And in my opinion, had he kept running through the line, would have easily crossed the line in under 22 seconds to get himself an A standard. But that was then. This is now. He'll be looking to get to the final to see if he can push up his qualifying level from the B to the A. He's not far off it, just 0.2 microseconds on the clock. Come the final, the competition could pull out the extra zest that he needs. So your runners now under starters orders. There's actually no one in lane 1. So it's lanes 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nashan Fergus, Nazari Nash, Leonardo Grant, Kemali Arthur, and Azari Nash, and Azari Horn. And it's Nazari Nash who's coming around the turn, is first off the turn, and stepping down the home stretch, followed on the outside there by Grant of High Performance. But Nash crosses the line, 23.2. That's the flash time there. 23.09, the final time.
24.10 seconds. He represented High Performance. Leonardo Grant, sorry. Third place went to Kemali Arthur of Impact Academy. Fourth went to Fergus, running unattached, and the fifth.
So your second heat of 3 there for the under 17 boys, 200 meters. Goes to Nazari Nash of St. Vincent Grammar School with 23.09 seconds. Leonardo Grant of High Performance crossed the line in 24.10 for second place. Kemali Arthur, 24.23. And rounding out that field, Azari Horn of Exceed in 26.24 seconds. The third and final heat now on track and ready to run. And listed on the star list, we have Ojari Brown of Chatouillet, Kevin Williams running unattached, Demar Michael, Mustangs, Jorani Welcome, Chatouillet, Kelson Robertson, Mustangs, Jaden Wallace, and Sean Woodley, Itdat Academy.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, the time to beat it. This is 22.10 seconds for the Carifta B standard, or 22 flat for the Carifta A standard.
So it seems like we don't have a lane 3 there for that event. That's Demar Michael of Mustangs. As they line off, so counting from your right to left, standing at lane 1 in that red vest would be Ojari Brown of Chatouillet. Standing in front of the lane 2 marker in the blue, Kevin Williams running unattached. There's no lane 3, that should have been Demar Michael. In lane 4, it's Jorani Welcome of Chatouillet. He's also wearing a red vest. In front of him in the black, from Mustangs, it's Kelson Robertson. Then we have Jaden Wallace of Itdat Academy, just standing up there, and then on the outside of him, Sean Woodley, also of Itdat Academy. Heat 3, under 17 boys, 200 meter preliminary, seeking to get to the final, but also seeking to run a time of 22.10 seconds for a B standard qualification, or 22 seconds flat, faster than that for an A standard qualification. Runners on the starters orders. And they're off and running, and the long legs there of Jorani Welcome in the vest, in the red vest, coming around the turn and into the home stretch, and it's Welcome in control of heat number 3, and he'll take it all the way to the finish line. On the inside of him is Kevin Williams there, of running unattached. So 23.43. Your time there for Welcome.
Kevin Williams finishing second with a time of 23.96 seconds,
and that wraps up the under 17 boys 200 meters to give way now for the under 20 boys in their event.
Next we have the under 20 girls.
Or correction, yes, that is the under 20 girls are on the track next.
Lane 2, Adrian Davis, Exceed Sports Club, lane 3. lane 2, Indian Navy Sexy Sports Club, lane 3, Laura Brown of Hip-Hop Academy, lane 4, Zakisha Kelly Mustangs, lane 5, Shaquana Jacobs Exceed, lane 6, Kiara Sandy of Hip-Hop Academy.
So on the track is heat 1 of the under 20 girls. We have 2 heats for this event slated to take the track this afternoon. Lane 1 is vacant. That would have been India Davis, but she sustained an injury after running the 100 meters yesterday. So we left this afternoon with Law Brown of Idat Academy in lane 3, Zakisha Kelly, Mustangs lane 4, Shaquania Jacobs, Exceed, lane 5, and Kiara Sandy on the outside in lane 6. So out and running there, and it's Kelly and Jacobs. They're running away in control of this one thus far. It seems like it's a 2-woman race here as they come around the turn into the home stretch. So it's Kelly and Jacobs. Looking to go faster than 24.80 for a B standard or 24.68. As they cross the line, it's 25.2 the flash time there for Jacobs. In a rather baggy shirt, considering the wind factor here at the Sir Vincent Beach National Stadium. But it's 25.10 for your winner, Shaquania Jacobs. In the first heat of the under 20 girls 200 meters. G2 on the list has Denisha Bilinji, Leah Chance, Ariana Miller, and Junika Kwao. We see standing there with the arms folded. That's Leah Chance of Mustangs. Adriana Miller should have been in lane 5, but she's not on the track. Then we have Junika Kwao standing in front of the lane 6 lane marker. And there's another competitor who is on the outside in lane 7. Well, actually, this is Tia Laborde, who's an over 20 runner. But again, because she is the lone over 20 athlete, she is grouped in with the under 20s for this opportunity to run here at the Dr. Lennox Adams National Junior Championships. So your runners are out and running, and Tia Laborde on the outside there. She'll be moving away, trying to pull Kwao trying to follow her.
On the inside, that is Leah Chance of Mustangs.
It's Laborde, followed by Kwao, followed by Chance. So Laborde in the race, of course, but still not eligible to run. So officially, you would see Junika Kwao finishing second behind. Behind Tia Laborde. Flash time was 25.1 seconds. But your under 20 results there, it's Junika Kwao in 26.73 and Leah Chance there. In 28.06. Now we move up an age group, and we've got the under 20 boys getting ready to take the track. Again, on the start list, there are 3 heats of this event slated to run. In the middle there, the dreadlocked Kasim James. You saw him doing the shot put yesterday. Well, not yesterday, sorry, just a little while ago. But your lane assignments include Jonte Oliver in lane 1, Jermaine Teixeira lane 2, Desroy Kwame lane 3, AJ Delplesh, another one to watch in lane 4, James, as I mentioned, in lane 5, John Baker in lane 6, and Giovanni Jacobs in lane 7. It does look as though we have our full list of runners there.
This race we see AJ Delplesh, who has already qualified for Carifta. This event, Delplesh. AJ.
So So folks here at the St. Vincent Beach National Stadium, and also those of you viewing, will be salivating at the opportunity to see another clash here this afternoon between AJ Delplesh and Keo Davis. But we still have to wait to see if Davis will run the 200, as it looks like Kwame and Teixeira are not on the track. They should be running in lanes 2 and 3. Jonte Oliveira, for some reason, didn't move from the starter's position. But it's Oliveira in lane 1, AJ Delplesh lane 4, Kazim James lane 5, Jod Baker lane 6.
Lane 5 is empty. Lane 6, that is Baker of Exceed. And lane 7, Jacobs of Excel.
So maybe Oliveira had some difficulty, either probably not hearing the starter or not. The gun did fire, but for some reason he wasn't in a position to run, so they are called back to go once again. So it seems as though lane 7 seems to be vacant as well. That should have had Giovanni Jacobs. So facing the starter's pistol once again, it's Jonte Oliveira, lane 1, AJ Delplesh. So it's a yellow card being shown to the entire field, which is just by way of a caution to everyone. I wasn't aware or wasn't able to tell what the infringement, if any, was, but we still have the same number of athletes, which is 4. It's Jonte Oliveira, lane 1, AJ Delplesh, lane 4, Kazim James, lane 5, Jod Baker, lane 6. Exceed Sports Club, Mustangs, St. Vincent Grammar School, and Exceed under the starters' orders. They're now away. Fair start across the board. And they're moving, and it's AJ Delplesh already taking control of this one. It's all Delplesh here in this event, coming off the turn and into the home stretch. So we'll see what time flashes as he comes across the line. He starts to cruise somewhat. It's a flash time of 21.6. So that 21.6 would be a B standard qualification. So that is a B standard qualification there for Delplesh, running faster than 21.90 seconds. Oh, correction, that is... So it is a qualification there for Delplesh. 21.63 goes faster than the 21.8 required. So Delplesh, like Keo Davis, has qualified for both the sprint events here, well, for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So it's 21.63 to AJ Delplesh as he takes that one. That qualifies him for a B standard in the 200 meters.
A standard qualification. The A standard being 21.80 for this event.
So it's not necessarily a new member on the team, but it is a new event that will be competed in at the 2025 Carifta Games. So AJ Delplesh making the 200 meter qualification to go with his 100 meter qualification that he got yesterday, running a PB 10.50 seconds, chasing Keo Davis, who ran 10.43. We move on now to Heat 2 on the track. Looks like several of these lanes are empty. So it seems we only have 3 athletes here on the track, which will include Devon Adams in lane 1 of that academy. Lane 2 is vacant. Lane 3 vacant. Delron Delplesh is there. He's in lane 4. Jimar Saunders not there in lane 5. Of course, he qualified in that 100 meter yesterday as well, but then came up with some difficulty, spending some time in the medical area. Nicky Stapleton slated for lane 6 and Romario Horn in lane 7. And they are there indeed. So it's 4 facing the starter's pistol here this afternoon.
Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, already on the inside, we see that looks like Delpesh.
Already we see Delron Delpesh starting to move from in lane 4 there. That's Delron Delpesh once again. It's all Delpesh here for this heat. The lead of about 10 meters. He goes across the line 22.4.
22.4. Let's see the official time.
Therefore, Delron Delpesh 22:31, the final time there given to Delpesh. Nicky Stapleton takes second in 23:35, and Romario Horn third in 23:83. Of course, once all 3 heats are finished, the top 8 times will be compiled and go through to the finals to be run this afternoon. Next on the track will be the 3rd and final heat, and this heat does contain Keo Davis.
Under 20 boys, 200 meter dash. In lane 2, Zachary Sobers, high performance. Lane 3, Javelin, Academy. Lane 4, Edu Samuel, Mustangs.
So your lane assignments for this event include Zachary Sobers of High Performance in lane 2, Jadel Hector of That Academy in lane 3. Eto Samuel was slated to run in lane 4, but he is not on track, or is he? No, lane 4 seems to be empty. Keo Davis runs in lane 5. And there he goes doing a practice start. We've got Dave Laborde and Cameron Pear in lane 6 and 7 representing the Mustangs Track Club. So lane 1, well actually, lane 1 is vacant. Lane 1 is not being used. So your lane assignments. 1 athlete not on the track for this heat. It's Zachary Sobers of High Performance in lane 2. Jadel Hector, That Academy, lane 3. Keo Davis, That Academy, lane 5. Dave Laborde, Mustangs, lane 6. And Cameron Pear of Mustangs in lane 7. And there goes Jadel Hector. And folks, you can keep your eye on Hector. As I mentioned yesterday, one of his strong events, the 200 meters, with his tall stature. Some tall runners tend to have some difficulty going around the bend, but once they get to that home stretch, that is where they are fairly dominant. That should bring memories back of Olympian and former world champion Usain Bolt, who really did the bulk of his running in the last 50 to 60 meters of the 200-meter event. So your runners are out and running, and they're out and away, and already it's Keo Davis moving out to the front of the crowd. It's all Davis. Davis first onto the home stretch, and the high-stepping Jadel Hector trying to catch the runner in lane 2. That's Zachary Sobers, but it's Keo Davis goes across the line. It's 22:1, the flash time there, as he just hit cruise control coming home. 22:09 is the final time there for Davis, with Dave Laborde getting in there. 22:77 seconds. Cameron Pear on the outside in 22:85, leaving 4th place to go to, I would believe, Zachary Sobers. Well, there seems to be some shuffling as the finish line team gets it official. So it's Hector does take 2nd place in 22:77, just ahead of Sobers in 22:84. So Keo Davis with 22:09 takes the 3rd heat of the under 20 boys 200-meter heat, followed into 2nd place by Jadel Hector, 22:77, and Zachary Sobers 22:84. Next on the track will be the runners in the 20+, the men's open 200 meters. And again, we say that due to the fact that this is an under 20 championship, the Carifta Trials, but the senior runners do get a chance to take the track and do their running here this afternoon. We should have 2 heats of the of the men's 200 meters. The first heat should.
Next we have the open male.
Looks like it features Diego Barca in lane 3, and Cozy Rogers, lane 4, Dejon Collis, lane 5, and Darren Morgan in lane 6. Lane 2 vacant, which should have had Timothy Williams of Biomechanics, is empty. So 4 athletes on the track: Barker, Rogers, Collis, and Morgan on the starters' orders. Heat 1 of the men's open 200 meters, and they are up and out and running. And as they come around the turn, 150 meters to go, the stagger is still holding true to the way it started, and it's going to be Darren Morgan first off the turn on the outside. And the way they started seems to be the way they will finish. In terms of the lineup, it's Morgan, followed by Collis, followed by Rogers, followed by Barker. The flash time, 23 seconds flat. To be finalized to 22.84 for Darren Morgan.
For Darren Morgan, John Collis also had almost 23.2 seconds, and Cozy Rogers on Excel, 23.43 seconds.
Heat number 2 seems, from my vantage point, to have 3 runners. Lanes 4, 5, and 7. It would be Akani Slater running in lane 4, Andres Denny running in lane 5, and out in lane 7, Dave Laborde. Oh, this might be a misprint, as Dave Laborde is actually slated to run in the under 20 boys. So your under 20 men's, your men's open 200 meter heat 2 getting set to take the track. 2 athletes that we see there on your screen. Standing at the lane 4, at the number 4 lane marker, is Akani Slater. There's Andres Denny making his way back to lane 5. And then the runner out there in lane 7, who is listed here as Dave Laborde, but I know that's not Dave Laborde, as Laborde would have run the under 20 boys 200 meter heat, which contained Q Davis as well, the final 200 meter heat. Nonetheless, the 3 athletes there is lane 4, lane 5, and lane 7, heat 2 of your men's open 200 meters. Up and going, and it's a quick start there for Akani Slater. So it's Slater getting up to the shoulder there of Andres Denny. So it's Slater, Denny. It's now Slater.
Denny, Sam, Slater, Denny, Sam.
Also, the run out there in lane 7 is actually Ezra and Sam, and not Dave Laborde. But 22.10 goes to Akani Slater, taking heat 2. Of the men's 200 meters. So the next track event will be the 400 meter hurdles, where we will have actually 2 athletes. 1 athlete in the under 17 category in Jeremy Martin. He'll be running in lane 4. The other athlete in the under 20 category, Sarani Roban, he'll be running in lane 5. So it will take the officials a few moments to get all the hurdles out onto the field as we scan around and see that the boys in the multi-events are at the high jump area. That would be their next event. The octathlon boys high jump and the decathlon men's high jump.
This is as you can see Jeremy Martin of the Academy, Sarani Roman of the St. Vincent Grammar School.
Good afternoon, everybody. How am I supposed to announce the
So just to give you once again an idea of the points that are required for the multi-events, for qualification for the multi-events.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first round for all athletes in the boys triple jump.
So the
On the 17
octathlon for the under 17 boys, the B standard is 4,300 points, the A standard 4,400 points.
Sean Henry, XL track. Trevion Bergen, exceed. Duncan Richardson of the St. Vincent Grammar School.
And for the decathlon, or correction, sorry, I gave you that the wrong set of points there. The points B standard is 3,700 points. The A standard 3,889 points. That's the under 17 boys in the octathlon. And in the under 20 boys decathlon, the B standard is 6,800 points and the A standard is 7,000 points. So the next event for the multi-eventers will be the high jump. And again, the octathlon, it's 8 events over 2 days. The decathlon, 10 events over 2 days. Your competitors in this are Isaiah Patterson, Kingroy Hepburn, and Julian Hendrickson, just 3 in the under 17 boys octathlon. And in the decathlon, it's Kyle Derrick, Matthew Robinson, Jaheim Williams. These 2 athletes represented St. Vincent and the Grenadines last year at the Carifta Games, and also Nevo Nanton. There's 1 lone female doing the under 20 girls heptathlon, and that is Kiana Bailey. Her next event would be the Javelin throw, which will come up shortly. So things fairly quiet now on the track and also on the field as the hurdles are still being put out for the next event, as we remind you that you are watching live footage of the 2025 Dr. Lennox Adams National Junior Championships, the Carifta Trials of Team Athletics SVG, here at the Sir Vincent Beach National Stadium at Diamond. This is day 2. And just a reminder once again, as we keep you up to date on the qualifiers for the event. So qualifiers for St. Vincent and the Grenadines so far. Here in St. Vincent, here in SVG, Keo Davis in the 100 and 200 meters. You will have seen that 100 meter qualification done yesterday, along with AJ Delplesh, Delroy Delplesh, Jemar Saunders as well. All 4 athletes running under the required 10.80 seconds. TJ O'Neill had also qualified in the pole vault. Well, that's an event that we don't do here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But O'Neill, who would have learned and practiced that while he was at the Sports Academy in St. Lucia, is our only pole vaulter. So he traveled to Martinique on the 15th of February, where he took part in the Carifta Trials in that country and made the qualification, where he jumped 3.20 meters. Also making a under 20 boys A standard is Jimar Cato, triple jumper who is based at Jamaica College in Jamaica. The under 20 B standards would have gone to Trevel Sylvan and Zitri Hepburn. Trevel Sylvan in the high jump, Zitri Hepburn yesterday in the 1500 meters. And the under 17 B standard, Limor Olivier in the high jump and in the 200 meters as well.
Javelin, Javelin, Limor Olivier, Sammy Nash to the Mr. Grammar School. Stapleton, Mustangs, Ewan Charles, Mustangs, and Julian Wallace of Finland Academy. Those are the finalists in the under 17 boys 200 meter dash. We move on to the girls of the 20. Leo Chance, Mustangs.
So your finalists for the 200 meters have been decided. And taking part in that event for the under 17 girls will be Hurana Patterson of Mustangs, Alia Skerritt of Idat Academy, Kenisha Richards and Ariana Miller of High Performance, Naima Nesbitt of Exceed Sports Club, and Ayan Duncan of Biomechanics. For the under 17 boys, it's Leonardo Grant, High Performance, Kevin Williams, Unattached, Durrani Williams, Chatelier, Lemore Olivier, Idat Academy, Natari Nash, St. Vincent School, Antonio Stapleton, and John Baker. It's Diego Barrow and Cozy Rogers. And now Julian Hendrickson takes his first attempt at 155, and it is a success for the young man of High Performance. Now with his second attempt at 1.55, and that one is now successful. So the bar will now be raised to 1.60 meters, where again, each of the jumpers will have 3 attempts to clear the height. I will remind you that in the multi-events, the performance garners points. The better the performance, the higher the points. So it is 10, well, for these under 17 athletes, 8 individual events, all comprising, wrapped up into one, as Patterson makes his clearance there at 160. For the decathlon, the under 20 boys who are standing off to the side waiting for their attempt at the high jump, they will have 10 different attempts. Hepburn, good clearance there at 160. All athletes successful there, all competitors successful at 1.60 meters. So the bar now being raised to 1.65. It goes up by 5 centimeters until there is just one competitor remaining, and he determines how much he wants the bar to go up by in his attempts. So that's Patterson there. So that's Hendrickson asking for confirmation on what he is, 1.65 meters. So now here comes Julian. This is Kingroy Hepburn. Successful clearance there. And now it's Julian Hendrickson with his attempt. Again at 1.65. All athletes seeming fairly comfortable at these early heights, between 1.50 and 1.65. So now the bar being raised to 1.70 meters. And again in the octathlon, the competitors are aiming to score 3,700 points for a B standard qualification or 3,889 points for an A standard qualification. As Patterson gets a successful 1.70 meter clearance. Hepburn needing a little more to clear the bar there in his first attempt. So he is set next to make his attempt. That one unsuccessful. That one grazes the bar with his back. So himself along with Hepburn will have two more attempts at 1.70 meters. Successful attempt. So he has one more to get the height of 170. Approach clears 0 meters. We have the hurdlers now on the track.
We see our two athletes on the track.
For the 400 meter hurdles, the under 17 runner in lane 4 is Jeremy Martin, and Serrani Robin out in lane 5
15.68 seconds for the B standard, or
in the under 20
for the A
race.
standard.
The hurdles are also at varying heights, as Hepburn makes a good clearance on his third attempt at 1.70 meters. So your runners are now under starters orders, and they're out and away. So it's Robin running in lane 5, closest to your screen, with Jeremy Martin running in lane 4. So they'll be aiming for separate times. Martin will be looking to run a B standard of 58.68 seconds or a A standard of 57 seconds flat. Serrani Robin looking to run a B standard of 56 seconds flat or 55.90 seconds. So Robin just knocking that hurdle down, which is not an infringement of any sort, just to let folks know who may not be too familiar with the hurdles. So coming down the home stretch, it's Robin and Martin. They're racing against the clock, not necessarily each other. We'll see what happens as they cross the line. So it's 58.9, the flash time there. So both athletes are outside of their required. So it's 59.04 for Jeremy Martin. Remember, he needed to run faster than 58.68. And then Serrani Roban with a 58.80 seconds time. So following the completion of the 400-meter hurdles, next on the track will be the 800-meter run. And again, this is an event that St. Vincent and the Grenadines has medaled in before in the person of Handel Roban, who would have got a gold medal in the under-17 boys race. Can't remember what year it was, but that. And then he would have got a, believe, bronze medal the following year when he moved up to the under-17, sorry, the under-20 category. The 800 meters will be up next, where we'll have the under-17 boys and under-20 boys. Along with the under-17 and under-20 girls.
Kobe Oliver, 8 laps. Marlon Burke, XL. Roman Rett, XL. Julian Peters, running on attached. Kamal Chambers, of 8 laps. Israel Komovach, XL. Omani Cooper, 8 laps. Zahid Michaels, St. Vincent Grammar School. Soren Phillips, XC. Lawrence Sam, XL. Khalil Lavia, XC. And Deshaun Frederick of High Performance. Also asking the open names to stand by Lawrence Arthur and Emmanuel Jack of DXL.
Now we go. Watch how we wet, we dripping sweat, we out of breath. Calling everybody that's around. We fettin' when the sun goes
So AS Stapleton, 2 minutes 31.31 seconds. We'll take that event. And Casey Robinson, 2 minutes 31.40 seconds. As the under 20 completed this race. And that's Richard finishing her 800 meters in a time of 3 minutes 12.38 seconds. So that was Robinson and Richard in the under 20 category and A.S. Stapleton in the under 17 category. Stapleton would have finished just outside the qualifying time. This time would have been 2 minutes and 30, and she ran 2:31.31.
And the under 17 runners were Afia Thomas and Moesha Richards. Well, correction, Casey Robinson is actually open. But next on the track will be the under 17 boys 800 meters. We have in this race Enrique Williams of XL Track Club, Kobe Oliver, Idat Academy, Marlon Burke, XL, Rohan Lett, XL, Julian Peters, unattached, and Kamal Chambers of Idat Academy. So as they round the first 100 meters in their lanes and get to the break line and then break for lane 1, Chambers is in control of this one so far. For this event, they'll be looking to run a faster time of, well, faster than 2 minutes 5 seconds for a B standard qualification, and for an A standard qualification, 2 minutes 0.30 seconds. So it's still Kamal Chambers as they get the bell across the line, 57 seconds before a slap.
Followed by 2 athletes from Indat, you see XL and XL in
So your leader there is Julian Peters. He's followed by Kamal Chambers of That Academy. Kobe Oliver is in, well, he's now faded to 4th. Enrique Williams is now in the 3rd spot in the green vest, but Julian Peters still your leader. Rounding the turn, just about 150 meters remaining. Peters followed by Chambers. Looking to go faster than 2 minutes 0.30 seconds for the A standard, 2 minutes 5 seconds for the B standard. Chambers now goes by Peters. It's Chambers now approaching the line. And as I look at the clock, it doesn't look like it will be a successful attempt. The clock is now at 2 minutes 8 seconds. Flash time 2 minutes 09.09.1. 2 minutes 09.05 seconds there for Oliver, actually.
And 2 minutes 5 seconds to qualify for this event. And they can reach the standard that is.
So up next will be the under 20 boys, where we'll have 7 athletes listed here to compete. These athletes will include Israel Cumberbatch, Omani Cupid, Zahim Michael, Soren Phillips, Lauren Sam, Khalil Lavia, and Brashon Fredericks. We'll see which ones actually take the track. You see Israel Cumberbatch in lane 1. Zahim Michael, he is in lane 3. Khalil Lavia is there in lane 6 as well.
And Khalil Lavia in lane 6. Brashon Fredericks of high performance on the outside. So we see 3 high performance athletes filling up the empty lanes. Congratulations, these lanes to go. The athletes that are happening on the stat sheet.
So it seems as though we have 7 athletes on track here this afternoon. Israel Cumberbatch of Excel Track Club is in lane 1. On the start list, it should be an athlete from That Academy in lane 2, but that's an athlete from High Performance who we are seeing there. Zahim Michael, he is in lane 3. So lane 4 is Omari John of High Performance. And running in lane 5, it's Brashon Fredericks. On the outside of him, Khalil Lavia of Exceed. So 2 laps around the track for the 800 meters. Again, the AB standard qualification will be 1 minute 57 seconds, and A standard qualification would be 1 minute 55 seconds. 2 full laps around the 400 meter track here at the Diamond facility for your runners in the under 20 boys 800 meters. Now on the starters orders, they're out and away. On the outside there is Lawrence Arthur. He is an open runner as they now cut inside, and Israel Cumberbatch in the all-black goes to the pole position there. So it's Cumberbatch followed by Arthur, followed by Lavia of Exceed. Again, Arthur is not an under 20 runner, he's an over 20 runner, but he's been slotted in just for an opportunity to do the running. So coming around the turn into the home straight. It is still still Cumberbatch, Israel Cumberbatch, your leader. And then a bunch of athletes, including Omari John, Zahim Michael, Breshon Fredericks, Khalil Lavia, Lawrence Arthur, here in your 800 meters under 20 boys. So it's Cumberbatch, still your leader. 300 meters to go for your leader as he still keeps grinding away. So 200 meters to go.
Just about 150 meters left in this one.
Top of the turn, it's still Israel Cumberbatch working those arms and powering those legs around the track. So it's Cumberbatch still your leader. Runners on the face, clock is at 150. Aiming to get home in the qualification time. No, he's not going to make it as the flash time as he goes across the line will be 2 minutes 2 seconds. Off and away from the required A standard 155 and B standard 157. But your winner nonetheless, Israel Cumberbatch, in a time of 2:01.98 seconds.
2 minutes 10.35 seconds.
Of course, coming up after the 800 meter series will be the 200 meter finals. And there we see warming up in the upper D section. That is one of the javelin throwers, Maxwell Pompey. Again, one of the senior throwers who is not eligible for Carifta qualification, but nonetheless will be a part of the competition. However, in the throwers of the javelin will include the athletes in the octathlon and the decathlon. Julian Hendrickson, Kinroy Hepburn, Isaiah Patterson in the octathlon for under 17 boys, Jaheim Williams, Matthew Robinson, Kyle Derrick, and Neville Nanton in the decathlon for men. Pompey there representing the Exceed Track Club. Again, the javelin event, one of the newer events here to track and field in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. One that is usually not very highly subscribed, as there are very few athletes who find themselves taking part in that event. So the high jump events have been completed, as well as the 800 meters. In progress right now, it's the triple jump competition at the jump area. Several competitors in this event, including Roshan Phillips of That Academy, also listed to take part. That is Phillips in the under 17 boys. He'll be aiming to jump a B standard of 13.40 meters or an A standard of 13.90 meters. The competitors in the under 20 category include Trevel Sylvan, who already has a B standard in the high jump, Sean Henry, Trevion Bergen, and Daniel Duncan Richardson. This looks to be Duncan Richardson here with his attempt. Red flag raised as he would have fouled that attempt. The cones in the track are there to mark the distances for the standards. Again, and for the under 20 boys, the standards required are 14.60 meters for a B standard and 14.70 meters for an A standard. Already one athlete qualifying for this event, that is Jabbar Keita, who is based in Jamaica, who would have jumped 14.83 meters earlier in the season, representing his school, Jamaica College.
And that is for the other 20 girls, 3,000.
So the only action on the facility right now, triple jump.
All on the 17 girls, 23,000 as
Well,
well.
on, this is Trevor Sylvan. Again, your B standard qualifier for the high jump.
So we should see
Now in the triple jump competition for the under 20 boys.
Tessie and John high performance, and A. Stapleton also of high performance in this event.
So several athletes
The
here
boys
in
on the
this competition.
72,000, Kenneth Gurley, hit that. Asanda Kasole, Mustangs. Jeremiah Wright, hit that. Michael Stapleton, Mustangs. Rowan Matthews, Mustangs. Taya Roberts,
with 3 athletes jumping, the official now indicating that for getting support there from his teammates. So Rashawn Phillips jump.
Boys triple jump, ladies and gentlemen. Let's wait. The celebration looks little.
His distance very close to
It seems that way. Let's see.
a standard there. We'll have to get the official measurement, which is now being taken. Again, he needs to go further than 1390.
That was a very big jump, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Can I get the athlete's name? Anyone who knows who the athlete is? Phillips of it that? Rashawn. Alright, Rashawn Phillips of it that. Just outside.
So Phillips gets a B standard there. It's 13.80.
What's the one?
It's 13.80 there for Rashawn Phillips.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rashawn Phillips of Fitness Academy has made the Carifta, what is it, A or B? B standard in the boys triple jump, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for him. He completed out distance, so I say 13.80 meters, which surpasses the B standard of for the Carifta trial, the Carifta Games.
So there you're hearing it, a new qualifier 2025, Rashawn Phillips of that academy with a 13.80 B standard qualification in the under 17 triple jump. Those are 2 triple jumpers. Under
I know that's it, man. Joking. All right, ladies and gentlemen, remember, making the B standard does not guarantee your place on the Carifta team. It will be at the discretion of the selecting committee, the selection committee. They should put it in. They should go. Well, selectors, you have it. Selectors, you heard that from the people in the stands. Once you make the B standard, it carry the people.
So it's 1380 there
This is
for
not me.
Rashawn Phillips of the That
This
Academy.
is not me speaking. I'm just
And that
reading
was,
information from
from
the
the curtains
audience,
down
the
on
passionate
the
audience here at the
jumping
Javelin
event.
Beach Athletic Stadium.
Here this afternoon. Of course, remember, still to come, we have the 800, sorry, not the 800, but the finals of the 200 meters, which will be coming up next, along with the for the under 17 girls javelin throw as well as the
All javelin
balance of the
throwers,
events
please report
for the
to Mr. Morgan
multi-events.
for the multi-events. We have any other javelin throwers?
I think so. So folks, that's another name added to the list of qualifiers for St. Vincent and the Grenadines for 2025, the Carifta Games 25. A B standard going to Roshan Phillips of that academy. In the triple jump event, he jumped 13.80 meters. So the team now extended by 1 to 10 in total. So just to give you once again a rundown of your athletes getting ready for the next set of events, which will be the 200 meters. The under-17 girls finalists will be Horana Patterson, Alia Scarrett, Kenisha Richards, Ariana Miller, Naima Nesbitt, and Ayana Duncan. In the under-17 boys, Leonardo Grant, Kevin Williams, Durrani Welcome, Lemore Olivier, Nazari Nash, Matanaya Stapleton, Aiden Charles, and Jaden Wallace. The under-20 girls, Leah Chance, Janika Kwao, Shaquania Jacobs, Zakisha Kelly, Law Brown, and Kiara Sandy. And for the under-20 boys, Nikki Stapleton, Zachary Sobers, Delron Delplesh, AJ Delplesh, Keo Davis, Jadel Hector, Jod Baker, and Romario Horn. They will be taking part in the 200 meters finals, set to come up shortly. Here on day number 2 of the Dr. Lennox Adams National Junior Championships here at the St. Vincent Beach National Stadium. Now at the top D, the upper D of the stadium, we see the javelin throwers are now beginning to assemble. And again, all of the javelin competitions will be grouped together, which means we will have the individuals taking part in the under-17 boys heptathlon. Julian Hendrickson, Kingroy Hepburn, Isaiah Patterson. We'll also have those taking part in the open, the under-20 javelin competition. Tidre O'Neill, who has qualified for the pole vault, as well as Navon Anton. Kiana Bailey, who you're seeing there just right of your screen, will be doing the javelin for the under-20 girls heptathlon. And of course, Maxwell Pompey, there in the red vest. He'll be throwing in the open men's competition. So all javelin throwers are just being urged by the stadium announcer to report to the throwing area. Also doing the javelin will be the under-20 boys in the decathlon, Jaheim Williams, Matthew Robinson, and Kyle Derrick. So the javelin probably channeling the inner African ancestors. Basically a spear throwing competition. They'll be throwing from north to south, from the northern D down to the, well, down onto the field. So again, we thank you so much for tuning in of this live stream of the Carifta Trials, the 2020 Dr. Lennox Adams National Junior Championships, being brought to you here at the St. Vincent Beach National Stadium. And while that is getting set, the runners for the under 17 girls 3,000 meters are now taking their place to start the event. These runners include Kessie and John standing in the pink, and Leah Chance of Mustangs. Oh, correction, that is Naira Dishong of Mustangs and not Leah Chan. So it's Naira Dishong in all black, Kessie and John in the pink sports top there, getting ready to run the 3,000 meters under 20 girls. So the race is off, and they'll run a total of 7.5 laps. They run the half lap first. They start at the 200 meter mark, and then once they get to the finish line, they will have 7 laps to go. Event that will test the stamina of these young ladies. So Kessie and John takes the early advantage, the early lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, just waiting to start of the girls 2,000 meters. Our friend, we see Kessie and John fetching the lead on 10. And in second place, that is Naira Dishong of Mustangs. Remember, we have 6 laps remaining in this race. The A standard for this event is that's 10 minutes 30 seconds. And the B standard 10 minutes 55 seconds.
So as these athletes make their way around the track,
Still early, ladies and gentlemen, we see coming off the bed, that is Kessie and John.
the qualification standards for the under 17 girls, it's an A standard of 10 minutes 30 seconds, and the B standard of 10 minutes 55 seconds. So there's no B standard for the under 20. There's just one single A standard, 10 minutes 30 seconds for A standards for the under 20 and under 17. Under 17 runners can get a B standard of 10 minutes 55 seconds.
But your leaders in Qualification, John, will be very comfortable, very composed. Naira Dishong follows behind, still a bit comfortable as well.
And as I said yesterday, the distance events here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines not as highly subscribed as they used to be once upon a time. And even when they are subscribed, oftentimes athletes are unable to complete the events or even perform the events at a fairly competent manner. But nonetheless, they're out there making the efforts. Here's Kessian John, student at the Central Leeward Secondary School. Again, one of the athletes who will be looking to do well coming up for the Inter-Secondary School Athletics Championships. Again, remember, the heats for that is on the 12th and 13th of March. That's in a couple of weeks. And the Inter-Secondary Schools Championships on March 20th here at the Sir Vincent Beach National Stadium.
This is Mary Shaw of Mustangs.
So just about 100 meters separates the first and second places here in the girls 3,000 meters. That's your leader, Kessian John. Just going by the water station on the back stretch. And then at the bottom bend, Naira Dishong is continuing to run.
That is still your leader, Kessian John.
Kessian John, again, another athlete who would have represented St. Vincent and the Grenadines at the Carifta Games previously when she was in the under 17 category.
And just walking over more than the time for this event, ladies and gentlemen, 10 minutes 30 seconds. 10 minutes 30 seconds is the A standard. And the B standard, which you guys are disputing, is 10 minutes 55. Oh gosh, who is that minute?
So hearing in the background there, the voice of Coach Chester Morgan, head coach of the High Performance Track Club, head of the group that Kessian John runs with. 5 minutes, 26 seconds gone as she's completed 3 laps here this afternoon, 4 laps to go. Again, she's looking to complete this event in under 10 minutes, 30 seconds for a Carifta qualification.
I just saw him what the government wants to say, you know, his car is secondary school.
So again, live coverage continues here from the Sir Vincent Beach National Stadium. Of course, viewers out there from the Central Leeward area will be, of course, urging young Kessian John along. She goes by the nickname Skeng. She's now at the 200-meter mark. She'll have 3 laps to go once she comes back around and crosses the finish line area. Remember, still to come this afternoon are the finals of the 200 meters, under 17 girls and boys, followed by the under 20 girls and boys. And folks who were here last year who saw that exhilarating and electrifying run by Keo Davis, where he set the under 20 national record running a time of 20.87 seconds, will be salivating at the opportunity of seeing another remarkable performance. Of course, Keo has already qualified for the 200 meters. He ran 21.79 seconds previously, but he'll be looking to better his performance as he runs himself into shape for the Carifta Games coming up on the Easter weekend in Trinidad and Tobago. So she's got 3 laps to go. She has just over 3 minutes to complete these in. Well, 2 laps actually. There's 2 laps to go and about 3 minutes to do them in. Again, looking to run faster than 10 minutes 30 seconds. The clock now at 7 minutes 37 seconds. As she continues to run, it's Kessian versus the clock. As she has left Naira Dishong way back, she is on the home stretch. There's about 200 meters now separating the 2 athletes. So about half a track as they continue to go here. Still actually waiting to see the first female qualify for our team last year. Well, sorry, this year. Last year we would have had the likes of Tyra Charles, who would have represented St. Vincent quite well at the Carifta Games in Grenada, and then later on at the World Under 20 Championships. So she has now 500 meters to go. Just about 2 minutes to do 500 meters. This could be another qualification here this afternoon. We'll see how well she does this. As she approaches the finish line, she should have one lap remaining. And there's the bell. So the bell now being rung. One lap to go for Kessian John, who is on pace to run 10 minutes 30 seconds here for this 3,000 meter event.
She is aiming for a time of 10 minutes 30 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, well inside that time. Right now the clock stands at 9 minutes 5 seconds. And she has just about 300 meters left in this event.
So 250 meters left with just over 1 minute to go. This could be another qualification. Knowing the capabilities of Kessian John, ladies and gentlemen, it should not take her another minute to run 200 meters, but we'll see how it goes because she's already run about 7 laps here in the blazing sun at Diamond. But it is 150 meters to go. Kessian now feeling the pressure, feeling the pain, but still pushing through. She's not easing up. As a matter of fact, she's still searching to find a new gear. Kessian John coming home. She has about 35 seconds to go to run this last 60 meters. Kessian John running towards the finish line and will more than likely be running herself into the Carifta team. Crosses the line. The flash time will definitely be under 10 minutes 30 seconds. She does it. A flash time of 10 minutes 0.4 seconds. It's 10 minutes 0.20 seconds there for Kessian John.
You saw it here. And I'm going to see this one without what we want anybody to see.
So that's an A standard qualification there, ladies and gentlemen. Kessian John, first female to make the Carifta team in the under 20 girls 3,000 meters. So that is Kessian John, ladies and gentlemen, the first female to qualify for the Carifta Games for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The team now gone up to a total of 11 as she joins the likes of Keo Davis, AJ Delplesh, Delron Delplesh, TJ O'Neill, Gemma Saunders, Jivar Cato, Trevel Sylvan, Zitri Hepburn, Lee Moore, Oliver, and Roshan Phillips. So Kessian John, aka Skeng, will be donning the 3 diamonds of St. Vincent and the Grenadines in Trinidad and Tobago on the Easter weekend at the 2025 Carifta Games.
The 5,000 is the 5,000 over the fight after. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first one for all 200.
So next on the track are the runners in the under 17 boys, 3,000 meters. These include Kenneth Gurley of That Academy, Asandaka Solin, Mustangs, Josiah Roberts there of the St. Vincent Grammar School. Also in the next to him is Othni Barker, also of St. Vincent Grammar School. Rowan Matthews. Or correct. Well, that's either Rowan Matthews or Michael Stapleton of Mustangs. And then from Rose's Academy, Michael Hunt on the outside in the blue vest. So it's another 3,000 meter event. This time around, the qualification time for the boys, it's an A standard of 10 minutes. No more, no less. And a B standard of 10 minutes, 5 seconds. So runners under your starters orders, and they are now away. Your 3,000 meters under 17 boys. Kenneth Gurley, your leader there. Followed by Michael Stapleton. And then there is Asandaka Solin, Josiah Roberts, Michael Hunt, and Otney Barker. So again, 7 laps to go, to be done in under 10 minutes for an A standard, or under 10 minutes 5 seconds for a B standard.
Those are your athletes in the boys 3,000 meter under 17.
And as the distance event gets going, back at the Northern D, we have the Javelin event. As I can see, Julian Hendrickson getting ready to heave the javelin, and he does so. So as Kenneth Gurley rounds the top D, the Northern D, there the javelin throwers in the background there. So it's still Gurley with the lead of It That Academy. The 2 Mustangs follow him about 30 meters back. And then another 30 meters back from them are the runners from the St. Vincent Grammar School, Kenneth Gurley and Josiah Roberts. The support here for these athletes at the St. Vincent Beach National Stadium is lovely, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody's out here rooting and urging these athletes as they go through their events. This is a day when it doesn't matter what club they represent. This is not about a club championship. This is simply about St. Vincent and the Grenadines as athletes. And everyone is here supporting and urging each and every athlete along, everyone to do their best and to get as close to or even better than Carifta standards in their respective events. So the event currently on show, the 3,000 meters under 17 boys. It's Kenneth Gurley still there with the lead.
And of course, we see Cassian John walking to the pavilion with his stand. Congratulations again to Cassian. But let's see if we can get another qualifier right now. We see Old Fred still Gurley of It That Academy. Followed by Samuel Sir Mustang. Rowan Matthews, Mustang. Michael Hunt, Rose Academy. Josiah Roberts, St. Vincent Grammar School, and Otney Barker, also the St. Vincent Grammar School.
Boy, what tail of a
So that's standing to the extent.
You know, you see, I'm right up in front.
I talking about groove and that's standing right for the camera.
No, don't tell her, yeah, I'm right up in front.
So it's 4 laps to go there for your runners. The positions haven't changed. It's still Kenneth Gurley. They're out in front. Well, actually, Rowan Matthews has now eased into second place, just ahead of Michael Stapleton. Or correction, that's Matthews in third place. With 4 laps remaining. So it's Gurley 1, Stapleton 2, Matthews 3. But actually it sees a Solin or Stapleton in second.
Gurley, 3 laps. That is Gurley of 8 laps. The sign of Solin. Mustang, Roland Matthews, also first time. Michael Hunt, Rosen Academy, and the Joseph Wilson from the school athletes went up the rear. Remember, they aiming for a time of 10 minutes flat to make the A standard for this event.
So Gurley now seems to have extended his lead to about 70 meters. Oh, well, let's say 50 meters actually, because he's now at the 100 meter mark, and the second and third place athletes are at the 150 mark. So he's 50 meters ahead, but it's still going a consistent pace. Not working too hard, but again, he'll be trying to ensure that he gets across the line in under 10 minutes to make an A standard, or under 10 minutes 5 seconds to make a B standard for this 3,000 meter event. According to our program, we are probably likely to have the 5,000 meters for the under 20 boys. This event should feature 2 of our premier distance running athletes under the age of 20 in the persons of Henrique Francois and Zitri Hepburn. Actually, that comes later on this afternoon, set to come up after the finals of the 200 meters, which will be coming up shortly. As from my vantage point, I see the finalists for the 200 meters starting to make their way to the call room.
Still ladies and gentlemen, it is still Kenneth Gurley of Academy upon completion of this happy lap 2 laps remaining. So when Gurley is an athlete feeling some discomfort, upon the completion of this lap, we have 1. So the next time is better than ladies and gentlemen. As it stands, it's still Gurley, and that is Solin, Mustangs, Matthews, Ross of Mustangs, Michael, Rose's Academy, and Robert of the Gracie School. Ladies and gentlemen, we're still trying to make a time of 10 minutes flat for the standard, 10 minutes 5 seconds for the B standard. Ladies and gentlemen, as he comes home, 8 minutes final lap, it is Gurley of 8 laps Academy. Remember, Mr. Gurley, you have to do 10 minutes. You have 1 minute. 1 minute.
So there's the bell sounded there for your leader, Kenneth Gurley, in this under 17 boys.
This athlete is in last place. These athletes, however, coming for the final lap. It's
So just getting confirmation there in case I might have said it wrong earlier on. Kessie and John is in the under 17 category. I think I might have said she was in the under 20, so she's in the under 17 category. But it's a minute to go, just under a minute there for your leader, Kenneth Gurley.
And that's the ladies and gentlemen. Kenneth Gurley.
So Kenneth Gurley with so he's not going to get in under the required 10-minute standard. The clock has already gone by 10 minutes as he still has 50 meters to go. But Kenneth Gurley will win the 3,000 meters for the under 17 boys with a flash time of 10 minutes 22.1 seconds. 10:21.94 to be exact. And remind you folks that for the results of these Dr. Lennox Adams National Junior Championships, you can log on to teamathleticsvg.com. The results from yesterday have already been posted. It's a battle of the Mustangs coming in for second and third. So the results from day one have already been posted. You can see for yourself the performance of the athletes there by just logging on to teamathleticsvg.com. And of course the results for today will be posted later on this evening as the site is updated. But the end of the under 17 boys 3,000 meters as a couple athletes still have one lap remaining. That bell was being rung there for Josiah Roberts of the St. Vincent Grammar School. But this is Michael Hunt of Roses Academy who just crosses the line, leaving Roberts to be the lone athlete to complete this event.
We see a head performance with a very good tool. Very, very good tool. You don't see that you can focus the tool too big.
So 200 meters to go for Josiah Roberts as the 200-meter finalists start to make their way out onto the track. So if you're doing whatever your home chores might be here on this Sunday afternoon, if you're doing laundry, probably hanging out clothes, if you're doing some cooking, I don't know, but you might want to ensure that you have some time coming up, because the 200-meter finals are coming up upon the completion of this next 100 meters here for Josiah Roberts. We'll have the under-17 girls 200 followed by the under-17 boys, then the under-20 girls 200 and the highly anticipated under-20 boys. And then we'll have the open men's 200 meters as well. So Josiah Roberts finishes up this under-17 boys 3,000 meters. Don't forget, we can catch him and other school athletes on show here at the Sir Vincent Beach Stadium for the 2025 National Lotteries Authority Inter-Secondary Schools Athletics Championship heats on March 13th and 12th. The girls' heats are on the 12th and the boys' heats on the 13th. And then the championships will be on March 20th. Semi-finals for the Inter-Primary Schools Championships comes up this coming Wednesday. And the Inter-Primary Schools Championships will be on the 19th of March. So it's National Lotteries Authority 2025 Inter-Schools Athletics Championships on March 19th and 20th. The premier sporting event on the schools calendar here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. On the track we have the finalists for the under-17 girls 200 meters. As we're getting ready to see the class of the under-17 girls here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The lane assignments include Urana Patterson of Mustangs in lane 2. In lane 3, Alia Skerritt, Ignat Academy, there with the arms folded, just let them go. In lane 4, Kenisha Richards, High Performance. Lane 5, Ariana Miller, High Performance. These two will be clashing for gold and silver. Naima Nesbitt, not to be outdone, she's in lane 6 from Exceed Sports Club. And on the outside in lane 7, it is Ayana Duncan of Biomechanics. Your Carifta standards, 25.10 for B standard, 24.98 for an A standard.
The B standard for this event is 25.10 seconds and the A standard 24.98.
So as you see them on your screen from right to left, it's Skerritt, Richards, Miller, Nesbitt, and Duncan. Actually, Patterson is not on the list, so all of the competitors are on your screen from lanes 3 out to lane 5, out to lane 7. So the girls now under starters orders. Your under 17 girls, 200-meter finals. Skerritt lane 3, Richards lane 4, Miller 5, Nesbitt lane 6, Duncan lane 7. Out and away, first time of asking here in this final event. And already Miller and Richards start making the move. And Richards has the advantage just on the inside of Miller. It's Kenesha Richards, Ariana Miller. Only on the inside, we see Alia Skerritt of It At Academy on the outside of her. It's Naima Nesbitt. But it's it's Kenesha Richards. It's Richards and Miller in full control. Kenesha Richards takes this one all the way down to the finish line. And a flash time of 25.50. We'll see if it's how much it will be adjusted, but it's 25.46, so she's not very far off.
The qualifying time of 25.10, which would have been
So 25.46 there for Kenesha Richards, 25.91 for Ariana Miller, and your third place goes to Alia Skerritt.
Mrs. Oliver, I need some security up here.
Skerritt running 27.16 seconds.
And I need some security. Coming up next, ladies and gentlemen.
And now from the girls, we go down to now to the boys. Still in the under 17 category. Your Carifta B standard qualification, 22.10 seconds. Already one athlete covering that during his sports meet. That was Limor Oliveira. He'll be running in lane 4 and 22 seconds flat, the automatic A standard. So your lane assignments: Leonardo Grant of High Performance in lane 1. Kevin Williams running unattached in lane 2. Germani Williams of Chatouillet, lane 3. Limor Oliver, It That Academy, lane 4. Nazari Nash, St. Vincent Grammar School, lane 5. Martinaya Stapleton, Mustangs, lane 6. Aidan Charles, Mustangs, lane 7. Jaden Wallace, It That Academy, is on the outside in lane 8. So the fastest qualifying time for the finals this afternoon, 22.37 by Limor Oliver. And again, he has already made the B standard, running 22.02, just barely off the automatic A standard. But of course, when it comes down to the final of the event, more effort, more gumption, as the stakes are higher, are put into the running. So we'll see what happens when these runners cross the line and see if any one of them will be able to stop the clock in under 22 seconds or under 22.10. Your under 17 boys 200-meter final at your Carifta Trials here at the 2025 Dr. Lennox Adams National Junior Championships. Of course, the Wendell Hercules National Championships comes up later on in June. You can catch our full calendar of events on our social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, and of course our official website, teamathleticsvg.com. Your runners now under starters orders. 8 runners to face the gun. Grant 1, Williams 2, Welcome 3, Oliver with the fastest time in 4, Nash 5, Stapleton 6, Charles 7, and Wallace 8. Actually, lane 6 is empty. Stapleton is not there. But Oliver has already made up the stagger and is already up and moving. So it's all Lemur Oliver here for this. It's Lemur Oliver around the turn into the home stretch. It's Oliver versus the clock. He's in full control of this race. Nazari Nash in second. Will he go under 22? Will he go under 22.10? Oliver crosses the line. 22.0. That is the flash time. Let's see what the final official time will be. Flash time, that is the A standard there, but we'll see what it will be upgraded to. So 21.88, ladies and gentlemen, Lemur Oliver, a personal best. He has now made the A standard. So that's Lemur Oliver. 22.82 goes to Nazari Nash. And as I said, when the pressure is on, when the stakes are high, that is what really brings out the high performances, no pun intended, on the team from the Central Leeward area here for this afternoon. There goes your next, well, he had already qualified, but your next A standard qualifier for the 200 meters under 17 boys, Lemur Oliver in a time of 21.88 seconds. So he now cements his place. He had one hand on that ticket. Now that ticket is securely in both hands for Oliver of That Academy. He ran 22.02 at his school sports. He's now dropped that down to 21.88.
Leo Chance, Mustangs, Lane 3, Junior Claw, XC, Lane 4, Shaquan Jacobs, also XC, Lane 5, Zivisha Kelly, Mustangs, Lane 4, Now Brown, That Academy, and Lane 7, Lane 7 is left because Lane 7 in this time is not tripping.
So next up will be the under 20 girls. Oops, I am sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that was a lot of noise there. I was trying to switch microphones. Yeah, so don't get scared. All right, just yeah. My friend Crystal is laughing at me, but that's all right. That's what friends are for. As we move on now to the under 20 girls for the 200 meter finals. And set to face the starter's pistol, we actually see, well, in lane 1 it says Leah Chance, but the athlete we see walking back there is actually Tia Laborde. Remember, she is the lone 20-plus female. So she's running in lane 1. Leah Chance is in lane 2, Janika Pau, lane 3, Shaquania Jacobs 4. Zakisha Kelly 5, Law Brown 6, and Kiara Sandy. Well, who should be in lane 7, but seems not to be there. So Brown and Sandy not in the race. However, the race in progress. So Shaquana Jacobs rounding the turn with Tia Laborde on the inside. Remember, Laborde is an over 20 runner, so she's not eligible for qualification. But Jacobs is chasing, trying to run 24.68. Will she get it? She goes 21.7. So we'll have to see what the time will be finalized. It's very close to the qualification for Carifta. Remember, it's looking for 24.68, flash time 24.7. So the finish line team is finalizing the position there, and the time will come up on the board shortly. Will it be faster than 24.68 seconds? That will be a Carifta A standard. 24.80 is a B standard. So again, Tia Laborde would have won the race, but she's not eligible for qualification. So the names that will show up will be those who are in the age group, the required age group. 24.7 the flash time. 24.68 is required for Carifta qualification by Shaquania Jacobs, winning that under 20 girls 200 meters. And she gets 24.68. Yes, she does do it, ladies and gentlemen, on the dot. It's 22.68. The exact on the mark. So Shaquania Jacobs now following in the footsteps
Congratulations, Shakwanya. 24.68 on the tracks.
So that is your second female to make the qualification standard here at the Carifta Games qualifiers here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
All athletes for the Carifta competitors, go to the corner, please. We now see the under-20 boys getting ready for the event. We've seen two qualifiers so far from the 200 series. Can we see a third? Where's the goal, ladies and gentlemen? This is Kia Davis. Kia Davis, somebody looking at you. It's about that phone behind. 200. We have one man now, ladies and gentlemen. That looks like Kia Davis.
It seems like Kia Davis
That looks like Kia Davis, ladies and gentlemen. Crashed out of this one. Unfortunately. We hope that's nothing too serious. We really hope that's nothing serious.
So Keo Davis was getting ready to move and had already moved into the lead and getting ready to shift gears, but has apparently picked up an injury, was unable to finish. AJ Delplesh wins the event there, 21:38, which of course is a faster time than he did in the qualifiers. So he has made the A standard, running faster than 21.80 seconds. It's 21:38 to AJ Delplesh. Delaron Delplesh crosses the line in 22:25.
All athletes, 5,000 meter athletes, please take your way to the corner and situation.
But of course, the talk of this event, as Keo Davis was the talk of the championships last year, running an under 20 record in this very event of 20.87 seconds. Now he's also the talk of the event, but in a way in which no one would have anticipated or no one would have hoped for. He seems to have picked up an injury, unable to complete the race, and is down on the track being attended to by the Red Cross medical volunteers. I'm not able to see what part of his body might be favoring. Unfortunately, I actually had my back turned trying to get back to my position to see him come down the home stretch. But Davis now clearly in tears as he's unable to finish this 200 meter under 20 boys event. So we only hope that it is nothing that is too serious. It is something that he'll be able to recover from, and recover from to get back to or as close to possible as being perfect before he sustained whatever injury he picked up there coming off the turn. So again, if you're just joining us, tragedy in a sense in this under 20 boys 200 meters, as Keo Davis coming off the turn sustains an injury and falls to the track, unable to complete the event, but opened the door for AJ Delplesh to win the event. He ran 21:38, which is a Carifta Games A standard qualification. But of course, all eyes and concern now for the young Keo Davis there, who ran a blistering 10.43 seconds, just 0.02 seconds off of the national under 20 record yesterday in the final of the 100 meters. But as the action continues on the track, the men's 200 meters now under starters orders. We have Diego Barker lane 1 and Cozy Rogers lane 2. Darren Morgan lane 3, Akani Slater 4, Andros Denny 5, Dejon Collis 6, and Ezran Sam in 7. And already Darren Morgan is moving into the head. It's a race now between, as they come down the stretch, it's Morgan and Slater Slater and Morgan. Slater and Morgan. It's Slater with the advantage. Slater runs away with it. Slater gets across the line 21.8. And it's going to come down to a photo finish to separate second and third. It's 21.74 for Akani Slater. 22.04 Darren Morgan gets the nod for third. And 22.14 for Andres Denny in third.
Crystal, you didn't see last minute he pushed for that.
So that's your 200-meter series. Now come to an end, where we have had one extra qualifier in the person of Shaquania Jacobs, running the exact time required for an A standard qualification of 24.68 seconds. Following that event, started to shed tears of joy, as all the work that she has put in for the season has now come to fruition. And then, of course, the big news in the under 20 boys 200 meters. Again, tears being shed, but this time tears of pain and sorrow, as Keo Davis crashes out of the race after about 100 meters, just coming off the turn, sustaining an injury and had to be stretchered off the track by the Red Cross medical officials. There, that is Matthew Robinson now on your screen. Remember, he is taking part in the decathlon for the under 20 boys. This is the Javelin event. So Robinson with his approach, cocks back and lets that one go. So again, for the decathlon, the boys will be looking to gather points for their events. A B standard of 6,800 points and an A standard of 7,000 points. And in the under 17 octathlon, 8 total events. The B standard is 3,700 points. The A standard 3,889 points. So the javelin competition is ongoing at the Northern D, just on your screen there. And at the 200-meter mark, we have the two runners who are getting set to run 12 and a half laps around the track for the 5,000 meters. And those are Zitri Hepburn and Henrique Francois. Hepburn qualified for this event, for the 3,000-meter event last year in Grenada, however, was unable to complete that event. Francois did complete the event. He finished 11th. So they are now aiming to run faster than 16 minutes 15 seconds for an A standard or 17 minutes for a B standard. So Hepburn moves just ahead of Francois.
16 minutes 15 seconds to qualify for the games.
As they come around the turn and approach the finish line for the first time, they have to go by the finish line another 11 times. It's 12 laps to go. We'll make that 12 times as they round the track here in this event, the 5,000 meters.
Ladies and gentlemen, these two are former members of the virtual team, or last year's virtual team, and I think year before as well. So let's see if we can make it this year yet again.
So it's Hepburn and Henrique Francois here, your under 20 boys, 5,000 meters here at this Carifta Trials. Two athletes facing each other and facing the clock. 16 minutes 15 seconds is the A standard, 17 minutes is the B standard. So the two athletes there of the Mustangs Track Club, teammates, are under clubs and are also seeking to be teammates under the national flag, as they would have done last year, representing SVG at the Grenada 2024 Carifta Games.
Still on track, ladies and gentlemen, we see Zitri Hepburn and Enrique Francois keeping very close to each other. And they aim to make 16 minutes, 15 seconds for this 5,000 meters run. We also see the athletes still in the Javelin throw area. We also see the girls discus at the lower throw area with the athletes from Exceed.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, just in case you, well, if you didn't see it, just being made aware that the injury that Keo Davis sustained is to his hamstring, his left hamstring. It's now on the ice in the medical area at the finish line. And just an update for you folks out there. Something, well, it's relatively heartbreaking, I suppose. Not only did Keo pull up in that event, but the 3,000 meters for the girls ran and won by Kessie-Ann John, where she ran 10 minutes 0.20 seconds. Unfortunately, would not stand as a Carifta qualification because she ran, well, the athletes ran one lap less than they were required to. So as it stands, Kessie-Ann John would not be, her time would not be eligible for Carifta qualification, as I was just told by the meet manager and finish line team that unfortunately they ran one lap less. Maybe there was some confusion in the laps, the lap counter as they were going around the track. So that's the next sad news coming out of these championships for today. Kessie-Ann John's qualification time would not stand at 10 minutes 0.20 seconds, as the athletes should have run an extra lap to complete the 7, but they only ran 6 by accident, of course by mistake. So the results for the under 17 girls 3,000 meters would not stand here, ladies and gentlemen. So again, bear that in mind. The 3,000 meters won by Kessie-Ann John would not stand as a Carifta qualification, as unfortunately a mishap there by the lap counter had them running only 6 laps and not 7. So Kessie-Ann John would not be a Carifta qualifier here this afternoon. So as the news of that is something to mull over, as well as the injury to Keo Davis, the hamstring injury. Of course, as I said, we hope that it's something that he will be able to recover from. But in progress on the track, with 7 laps to go, when the athletes come back around, they'll have 6 laps remaining. This is, they are Zitri Hepburn and Enrique Francois. Hepburn just in front of Francois there. Hepburn, the darker in complexion. From this angle, it almost looks like they're running side by side, but Hepburn is actually in front of Francois. So it's the under 25,000 meters. Looking to run 16 minutes 15 seconds for an A standard, or 17 minutes flat for a B standard. these two athletes, these two distance running athletes here this afternoon from the Mustangs Track Club here at day number 2 of the Dr. Lennox Adams National Junior Championships. Carifta Trials here at the Sir Vincent Beach National Stadium, put on by Team Athletics SVG with sponsorship from Island Sips Water. And of course our live stream being brought to you here on VC3.
When they come around around 6 laps, so really again, ladies and gentlemen, remember the least time for this event, 17 minutes, and the least time 16 minutes, 15 seconds.
There are still a few events remaining as the under 17 and under 20 multi-event athletes have completed their javelin throws. They will still have the 1500 meters, that should be the final event for both the under 17 octathletes and under 20 decathletes, and then the 800 meters for the lone heptathlete in the under 20 women's. 800 meters, sorry. That would be Kiana Bailey. So the, I think 2 throwers in the javelin competition. I see Maxwell Pompey as well as Tidre O'Neill are up there in the Northern D in that competition. But back on the track, this is Zitri Hepburn still with the lead over Henrique Francois. The under 20 boys, 5,000 meters. They are just going by the girls doing the discus. And just to give you a heads up on what the discus throwers are aiming to do. So we have Kyla Jeffrey, Jessanique Williams, Shawnee Williams, Kishana Alexander, Angel Hoyt, and Shanika Lane. They are in the under 17 girls discus. They will be aiming to hit 30 meters for a B standard or 30.10 meters for an A standard.
For the first time since the start of this event, we see Fiji opening
And the lone senior, well not senior, sorry, but the lone under 20 thrower, Tokara Baba of the Exceed Sports Club. She'll be looking to throw 36 meters for a B standard or 36.30 for an A standard. So that's the discus event in progress. You'll see the discus throwers in the background of Zitri Hepburn as he comes around the bottom bend. He has now started to stretch that lead over Francois, and there your discus throwers. Your under 17 and under 20, well, your under 17 throwers and your lone under 20 thrower. I believe there's also one thrower who is over 20. That is the person of Nabia Pompey. So brother and sister currently on the track in the field events. Maxwell Pompey getting ready to take his throw in the discus on the northern end, and then his sister Nabia in the discus at the southern end. And a big throw there by Pompey. Not picked up on the camera, but that's all right, as we still focused on the 5,000 meters there. Zitri Hepburn, Pompey there in the red, just behind there. Of course, we'll bring you the results of that as we get them, or you can also log on later on tonight. You can log on to teamathleticssvg.com later on tonight to update yourselves on the results for the, not just the throwing events, but for the entire meet here this evening. Day number 2 of the 2024 Dr. Lennox Adams
And of course, you have Nabia Pompey in the discus throw. So brother and sister.
Dr. Lennox Adams National Junior Championship.
follows. Not letting him get too far, but maybe he's feeling a bit at his feet and his hands. Just proof for high performance athletes. I'm not sure the athletes in the discus crew. I don't have a list of the names.
So 3 laps to go here in this 5,000 meters event. Still your leader, Zitri Hepburn, and he's now stretched the lead. He's almost 100 meters now ahead of the second place, Henrique Francois. As Virgin Atlantic comes into the Argyle International Airport, and Zitri Hepburn goes out of the bottom turn, getting ready to come around for his 10th lap. 12 laps here in this event. 2 to go once he comes back around to the finish line area. So again, just to recap some of the action that you've been viewing, we saw AJ Delplesh running a Carifta Games qualifying time, well, an A standard in the heats, and then coming back and running a faster time in the final here this afternoon. But the big news coming out of that very same 200 meters was Keo Davis pulling up as he came around the came around the bend into the home stretch. We also had a qualifier in Limo Olivier running 21.88 seconds in the under 17 boys 200 meters for an A standard. He would have already attained the B standard, but he's now secured his trip to Trinidad and Tobago. He secures an A standard. Shaquania Jacobs also running she ran 24.68 seconds, the exact time required for the A standard for the under 20 girls. So she as well is now booked for Trinidad and Tobago. And we did assume or think that Kessian John would have run a Carifta qualifying A standard time, but unfortunately it was deemed to be null and void and ineligible because she unfortunately ran 1 lap short. The lap counter probably misjudging the event. However, even though athletes do not qualify here, it's not the end of the road. They do have a chance of still qualifying for these events. They have the Inter-Schools Championships coming up. The heats will be coming up on March 12th and 13th. So for example, in the likes of Kessian John, the 3,000 meters for the girls will be run on the 13th. So that will be another opportunity for her to try to qualify for these Carifta Games coming up on the Easter weekend. So it's not the end of the road for Kessian. She wasn't able to, well, of course, no fault of her own. She did run her heart out. But unfortunately, the athletes ran a lap short that they were required, and there's the bell for Zitri Hepburn. 15 minutes 31 seconds the time as he goes across the line to run his final lap. He has to finish it in under 17 seconds for a B standard or 16.15 seconds for an A standard. So we'll see what happens here on this final lap. Again, it's Zitri versus the clock. 300 meters to go. The clock is at 15:53. He's looking for under 16:15 for an A standard, under 17 for a B standard. 200 meters to go there for your runner. As we continue here with this 5,000 meters. Opened, well, under 20 boys, 150 meters to go. Looking to go, well, he's not going to beat 16:15 because the time now it's 16:26, but he may be able to get under 17 seconds for a B standard. So it's Zitri versus the clock, 100 meters to go. Hepburn approaching the finish line. at about 50 meters. Then we're looking to go under 17 seconds. And it's clear that looks like he will do it. He will get that B standard qualification. He runs 16 minutes 45 seconds, the flash time, and tumbles and rolls across the line. So Francois now trying to see if he too can get across the line in under 17 minutes.
And Enrique finishes wait the time for Enrique Francois,
but that is a... So Enrique goes across the line in 17 minutes, 5.97 seconds there. So he'll be just outside of the B standard, but Hepburn goes under the B standard. So that is his second B standard qualification here, as he did the same thing in the 1500 meters yesterday. So he's just being held up there by the Red Cross officials. He's not under injury, just very tired after that event. Your live coverage of the 2025 National Junior Championships ongoing, as we see Maxwell Pompey now there with another throw of the javelin. And joining me here in the commentary position here this afternoon are one of SVG's coaches, a coach of the biomechanics track club. We have Mr. Ozari Williams. Ozari, what's going on, brother?
Hello, good afternoon. I'm okay. I'm just enjoying the sunny evening and the athletes. A lot of good talent, a lot of promising people in the future. Track and field and Simmons and the Grenadines.
Correct is right. Now, what is your thought overall on the state of track and field in St. Vincent? I mean, you talk about the promising talent, in this SVG, but as a coach, as somebody charged with the responsibility of nurturing and molding that talent, what do you see the future looking like down the road?
Well, I'm a coach, and my athletes are mostly young athletes, under 13. And I think the children and them, they are very enthusiastic about it, and they have a level of discipline coming up in the coaching area. They have a lot of discipline. So my athletes train at least 5 days per week, and some of them don't miss training at all. So a lot of discipline athletes.
All right, great. Now let's zero it back here on the Carifta Trials. What are some of the performances that have impressed you so far for the championships?
The 100 meter yesterday was very impressive. That is the fastest I've ever seen anybody run in St. Vincent. Yeah, and it was very easy. He's up at least 5 meters away from the line.
So he could have gone faster than the 10.43.
Like he could run 10.3. And he had a little bit of injury today. I don't think it's anything serious, something we could work on. We can work on it. You have until April, late April.
Well, off the top of my head, I can't remember when exactly, but about there is when. And I mean, we could put some stock into what you say, because other than being a coach, you're also a physical therapist. So you would have an idea of what work would have to be going to rehab that injury.
Yeah, I went and I felt his leg, and I think it's more than one muscle. Everything tight.
Okay.
Everything tight. So he did the right thing by stopping.
Okay.
But the kind of speed he was running at, he just couldn't stop right away.
Right.
So he fell on the ground and he had some bruises, some additional.
As we would say in local vernacular, poke.
Yeah, some poke.
I'm sure it's not the first time he's getting bruises on his skin, so we know that he definitely come through from that. All right. We know that the next big thing on the calendar in St. Vincent, of course, would be the inter-schools championships, right? How do you think the athletes that are on show here would fare in those championships coming up after having an intense meet like this? I mean, we're still a couple of weeks away from that competition.
Well, I believe they will recuperate in time, and this give them a little bit give them some time to see where they're at and where they could improve in the next about 17 days from now.
Thereabout, yes.
Yeah, so I think this meet will help them to see where they're at and help them to project something in the future, project a time in the future.
Right.
Like
Okay then, understandable. All right. And again, biomechanics is your club that you train with. Where's your base of operations? If folks wanted to say, well, I heard what that coach said, I like what he said, I might want to get my young one who might be under 13 to get involved in the sport. Where can they find you?
I am located in Victoria Park. We train from 3:30 until Mondays to Fridays. For now, maybe might do a Saturday evening as time goes on. National championships get closer and stuff. Hi, how you doing? I could do some more training on a Saturday evening.
Okay.
Right, so for now it's just 5 days.
All right, understand. Well, thank you so much for taking time out of your spectating and coaching here at the championships to join us here on this VC3 live stream.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so on your screen there, as we just heard, Ozari Williams, one of the coaches here of the Biomechanics Club here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Remember, other clubs in SVG, as I went through the list for you earlier on, also include Chatouillet, the Exceed Sports Club, Excel Sports Club, That Academy, and High Performance, as well as the Mustangs Track Club. Roses Academy is also another one based down in the North Leeward area. But most of their athletes tend to be like Ozari's, under the age of 13. On the screen there for you now is the discus throwers. There's a shot of Kishana Alexander of the Exceed Sports Club. And reminding you again that the discus throwers under 17 girls, and there is a lone under 20 female in the person of Tokara Barber. Your under 17 throwers include Kyla Jeffrey of High Performance, Jessenique Williams and Shawnee Williams also of High Performance, Kishan Alexander sitting with her back to the camera, Angel Hoyt, Angel Hoyt of High Performance, and Shanika Lane of High Performance, and the lone under 20 thrower is Tokara Barber of Exceed. Tokara will be looking to throw a distance of 36.30 meters or better for an A standard, or 36 meters for a B standard. The under 17 girls will be aiming to throw 30.10 meters for an A standard, or 30 meters for a B standard in the under 17 event. So again, it's all about track and field action. This is Tokara Barber now stepping into the throwing area again. The lone under 20 thrower, winding up. She uses the spin technique, manages to hold her balance and not go forward. So the green flag being waved as she walks back out of the throwing area, which is required. Of course, Exceed Sports Club under the tutelage of Coach Godfrey Fuzzy Harry. The Exceed Sports Club based out of the Thomas Saunders Secondary School. The Excel Track Club under Mr. Ralston Morgan, based out of the St. Vincent Grammar School. High Performance, based out of the Central Leeward Secondary, or Barreley Secondary School, as the folks down there in Central Leeward prefer. Excel Track Club, I just told you about Excel. Who else am I missing? Chatouillet, under the tutelage of Pamela Ballantyne, famed long distance runner here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And of course the That Academy, under veteran coach Michael Lord have mercy Olivier. So as we see Nabia Pompey, who is the lone over 20 discus thrower, getting ready to do her throw again, part of the Exceed Sports Club setup. We see the multi-eventers going over to the start for the 1500 meters. That's Julian Hendrickson going there. That is Neavon Nanton going there. 3 athletes in the under 17 octathlon and 4 athletes in the under 20 decathlon. They have their 1500 meter event coming up in just a few minutes. So as we continue to bring you the coverage and told you earlier about the different qualifiers, now joining me here in the commentary position is one of those qualifiers here in the 200 meters this afternoon. We have Limor Olivier, who qualified with a 21.88 run in the 200 meters here this afternoon. Well, I know, Limor, I don't have to ask how that made you feel, because we saw how that made you feel after the race.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us now, you ran a 22.02 at your school sports, right? And to me, I guess this is the coach in me coming out. If you didn't throw the hands up a little before you got to the line, you would have gotten that run before. What really prompted or pulled that 21.8 out of you in this race today?
Not getting it last week.
Not so you tried it last week, didn't
Yeah,
get it.
nah.
So you mean you had to get it this week?
Yeah.
All right then. What's the training regiment been like for you? You're part of the ITDAT Academy,
Yeah.
right? Would you consider the work to be something that is manageable? Is it hard for you to do, or is it something that you do just because you know you have to do it so you get it done?
Well, a little bit of the latter, but I think it's pretty easy. Not really hard. The training is manageable. Yeah, I would say that.
All right. And what do you think might be the secret to athletes finding that the training could be manageable? Because sometimes in my experience, I've realized that a lot of people or athletes say they want to train until they come to training and then realize, nah, I really don't want to train.
Well, yeah. Well, having a good coach is a part of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I really think my coach is one of the most important persons, like, in my track career right now.
Right.
He's always been there with me. He's been pushing me. Also, my parents as well.
Okay. So you have that support system, of course, that is indeed needed. All right, so this is just one of the major championships on the calendar, for Team Athletics SVG. Of course, the next one is coming up, is the biggest one in St. Vincent as it relates to school, and I'm talking about the inter-school championships. As an athlete of the St. Vincent Grammar School, what's the outlook coming from you and the grammar school camp going into intersec?
Well, I think most of our times from inter-secondary school we use towards our PENS qualification.
Okay.
So that's another part I have to think about. I can't just think about the times. I have to actually run for a time in the relays as well, not just the individual events.
Okay, and let's talk a little bit about PENS. I don't think it's the first time grammar school is going to the PEN relays. Would it be your first time?
It's my second time.
It'll be your second time going up. All right, what's some of the benefits that you see from little small island schools like grammar school, like Thomas Saunders, venturing up to that international level meet of the PEN relays? What's some of the benefits you see coming out of that?
Well, it's the exposure really. There's a lot of coaches up there from universities, scouting and stuff. So I think that's one of the bigger benefits that we have.
All right then, all right, great. All right, well, Limo, thank you so much. I know that you're still celebrating that 200. I know you're going to take some time to recover and recuperate because you're back to training and getting ready for inter-school heats coming up. All right, Limo, thanks a lot for joining us here this afternoon. All right, so on the track there, ladies and gentlemen, are all the multi-distance athletes. So you see 7 athletes that are there. They are the 3 athletes in the under-17 boys octathlon and the 4 athletes in the under-20 boys decathlon, all running the same distance, 1,500 meters. There's no required time for this event, but the better the time these athletes run, the more points they will get, and it betters their total points. So as they come around, it's Isaiah Patterson from the grammar school, followed by Nevo Nanton. Going around there on the black vest is Matthew Robinson of ITDAT Academy. And then we have Jaheim Williams. Remember, Robinson and Williams would have represented SVG at the Carifta Games last year in Grenada. So now Robinson now moves going shoulder to shoulder there with Isaiah Patterson. Also in the race are Kyle Derrick, Kingroy Hepburn, and Julian Hendrickson. So 3 laps remaining here in this 1,500 meters. When they come back around, they will have 2 to go, and then they'll get the bell once they go around one more time. Now, the benefit of running with a group is that you can feed off each other and follow the pace. Each one can pace the other, and you don't have to focus necessarily on the activity just by yourself. You've got the company out there. So coming around the turn, Kyle Derrick, now he moves into the lead. He's one of the under-20 competitors. Isaiah Patterson, the under-17 competitor, he's in second place, followed by Nevo Nanton, who is under-20. And then we have the 2 athletes who would have represented last year in 4th and 5th, respectively. That would be Jaheim Williams, who's just gone off your screen. And then in the black behind him is Matthew Robinson. Then behind them we have Kingroy Hepburn and Julian Hendrickson. So it's still Derrick, followed by Patterson, Nanton, Williams, Robinson. your 1500 meters for the multi-events, decathlon and octathlon. The octathlon for the under 17 boys, decathlon for the under 20 boys. And again, the points that these young men will be aiming for, let me find it for you just to remind you. The under 17 boys are looking for an A standard of 3,889 points, a B standard of 3,700 points. The under 20 runners, a total of 7,000 points for an A standard and a B standard of 6,800 points. So again, just to help you understand the concept of the multi-events, they do several events. The decathlon is a total of 10 events, the octathlon a total of 8 events. And the better performances that they do in those particular events, they gather points. The better the performance, the more points they gather. So of course, the most points will be adjudged the winner at the end of the 2 days of competition for the octathlon and the decathlon. The bell now being sounded there for your runners here, 1500 meters in effect, under 17 boys octathlon, under 20 boys decathlon. As you can hear the support for the athletes in the background here this afternoon. But it's Kyle Derrick is your leader. He's extended his lead to just probably 100 meters or more. Still in second place is Isaiah Patterson with Jaheim Williams and Kyle Derrick just behind him. Oh, sorry, Kyle Derrick is your leader. That's Jaheim Williams and Kingroy Hepburn. So 100 meters there for your leader, Kyle Derrick, as he now shifts into an extra gear to trying to finish strong here in this 1500 meter event. It's Derrick all by himself. The 100 meter lead. He goes across the line. The flash time on the board of 4 minutes. Well, it doesn't stop, but 4 minutes, about 4 minutes, 54 seconds. And Williams comes around strong there on your screen. It's Julian Hendrickson and Matthew Robinson in the black. Rounding out this 1500 meter event, Patterson now crosses the line there. And back at the top, that's Matthew Robinson. Out in front of him, Julian Hendrickson. Neovon Nanta now coming down the home stretch with about 30 meters to go to the finish line.
That is Nanta Silvers to 5 minutes 32 seconds.
Hendrickson crosses the line there as well. And then the final competitor here being the ITDAT Academy's Matthew Robinson. Which, ladies and gentlemen, will bring the curtains down on the track events for this 2025 Dr. Lennox Adams National Junior Championships. Still in progress is the discus, the under 17 girls and under 20. Well, actually all discus competitions. 6 competitors in the under 17 girls, 1 competitor in the under 20 girls, and 1 competitor in the open girls event. The competitors are Kyla Jeffrey, Jasonique Williams, Shawnee Williams of High Performance, as well as Angel Hoyt and Shanika Lane in the under 17 girls, including Kishana Alexander of the Exceed Sports Club. The lone competitor in the under 20 category is Tokara Barber, and the lone competitor in the open women's discus is Nabia Pompey. So to give you an idea once again of what they're aiming to throw, the under 17 girls will qualify with an A standard of 30.10 meters, or a B standard of 30 meters flat. Excuse me. The under 20 thrower, Tokara Barber of Exceed Sports Club, will be aiming to throw 36.30 meters for an A standard or 36 meters for a B standard. Navia Pompey, being an over 20 athlete, is not eligible for Carifta qualification, but she's still in the competition for throwing. Remember, the national championships, Wendell Hercules National Championships, will come up later on this year, where once again you'll get the chance to see here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines those overseas-based athletes who are looking to get qualifications to world championships, inclusive in the persons in the likes of Shafika Maloney, as well as runners like Handel Roban, Uroy Ryan in the long jump, Veril Sam in the high jump as well. It is a stipulation recently introduced by World Athletics, where the athletes who are based overseas must take part in their home country's championships in order to get qualification points. The most qualification points will be given for home championships. There are several meets that are put on around the world that are considered ranking points, where athletes will get ranking points, as World Athletics has moved away from the idea of just a simple qualification time or distance. Now athletes have to compete at the ranking events where they get the points, and as the championship comes closer, then the rankings, they will go according to the rankings to see who will be selected to take part in the World Athletics Championships. So of course we all know the names of Shafika Maloney and Handel Roban. So for those who probably either have forgotten or have not seen them run here on home soil, you'd get the chance to do that later on this year. Now joining me here, again in the commentary position, is President of Team Athletics SVG, Mr. Keith Joseph, who can confirm, I guess, what we were talking there about the opportunity for Vincentians here at home to see the likes of Shafika Maloney run at our local championships. Now, Team Athletics is putting that in place for this year, where the overseas athletes have to come home to take part in their championships.
That is correct, Khalil. In fact, the World Athletics, the governing body for the sport internationally, has made it clear that the ranking system that they have put in place is what will hold for the near and perhaps even distant future in terms of qualifying for competitions. In respect of individual athletes and their teams, the most points you can get in any event, ranking points, is in your national championships, and that is deliberate, because if you want your sport to grow and you want your sport to continue to be popular, it is only fair that the people from whose belly you have emerged, your schools, your former communities and what have you, that they get an opportunity to see you compete, because they believe that, look, we are supporting you and we have supported you all these years and we want to see you compete. There is therefore an arrangement where national federations will avail the opportunities at home in their respective national championships, where the athletes can get most ranking points. Now, prior to us getting a track, we could have identified in any single year which major event we wanted to send our athlete to in lieu of our national championships. Right. And so we didn't have a synthetic track, and then it didn't make sense asking them to come home. But once we got the opportunity to have a synthetic track, thanks to the government's input, we are able to say to World Athletics, we are ready. It's not a question of whether they will have the kind of competition they would meet abroad. It is showing appreciation to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines that you're a proud Vincentian athlete who represent them abroad, and they get an opportunity to see what you can do, where you are in terms of your own overall performance. What we can do is invite some other athletes from abroad to come to provide the necessary competition that they may need to give of their best.
Okay, understood. So again, you heard it there, folks. So chances to see our internationally based athletes, of course, Shafika Maloney being one of the headliners. We'll be seeing them here live on the Sir Vincent Beach National Stadium performing here. Here at home, let's bring it back home here now to this weekend in particular, as we're here at the 2025 Dr. Lennox Adams National Junior Championships, our Carifta Trials. We've been explaining to our viewers and listeners about the concept of the qualification system where we have a two-tier system, an A standard and the B standard, right? We just want to give them a better idea of the impetus that was put in behind that and the reasoning for the A and B standard, and what is required for these standards.
The A standard is what we have been doing over the last few years is utilizing the composite results of the previous 3 editions of the Carifta Games and determining which of the times we would use. Would we use the 8th position, which would have made you a finalist, or would we use the 3rd position, which would have made you a medalist? So we have been using 3 and 4 more or less, and say if you make those standards based on the last 3 editions of the Carifta Games, you should at least be in the finals with a chance of being a medalist. So that is an automatic qualifier. The B sort of suggests, look, the athlete is showing sufficient improvement, sufficient development, may or may not medal, may or may not make the finals, but because this is a month and a half away from Carifta, there's still opportunities through their inter-school sports and through other competition that we may have as an association, where the athlete can show the enough promise to lead the association and the selectors to believe it is worth the while investing in that person going, right? So the B more or less says you are up for consideration should a number of factors be at work. A, you're showing constant improvement. B, you are nearing the standard. C, that the money is available and to carry you. Right. And the case of Trinidad, not much different from Grenada last year. It is worthwhile to have the person exposed, right? And that's why we have a B standard. So it's not an automatic qualifier, that's the A standard. But the B standard, your discipline, your commitment to training, your showing improvement and so on, and the resources being available to facilitate your getting that level of exposure, we will give you the nod.
And of course, attaining a B standard also gives you a little more encouragement to aim for that A standard, as we would have seen with Limo, who would have gotten a B standard at his school sports. And as he just mentioned, it was because he didn't get the A standard there, which drove him to go even faster here this afternoon.
Yeah, and the thing is, you know, you don't, because you have so much time. I mean, Carifta is 19, 20, 21 of April. We still have all of March, right? And the first week, Trinidad and Tobago's trials are on the first weekend in April, because their track is not going to be completed before that time. Okay. And so that's why the final squad, the final deadline for entries is the 11th of April, which is the latest we've ever had it. Right. But Trinidad can't put a deadline and then they not make their own deadline. Correct. Right? So they're working with the time schedule for the completion of their track.
Okay, all right. Now, just give us a quick idea on, as we saw with one of the events there, the 3,000 meters for the girls, where I was told that Kessian, who ran a 10 minutes flat point, I think 2-0, her time would not be eligible because there was a mishap in terms of the laps that they ran.
I wasn't made aware of that, so certainly I will investigate it and see if that is the case. Yeah.
All right, okay, understandable. All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Joseph. I know you have other things to go and check out to ensure, that the balance of this meet goes off as planned, and we look forward to the, best performances from SVG in Trinidad later this year for Carifta.
Well, on behalf of Team Athletics, I want to say a hearty gratitude to VC3. I know that it has been a journey that started some years ago. There's been improvement in equipment. There's been improvement in personnel, improvement in the quality of the production. And I think it's a good thing for people to be able, within the country, to see the youngsters and to know that the youngsters have been seen on television and they can talk to their friends about their achievements and so on. And that can help more people get into this sport. So I want to congratulate VC3 for a job well done. and we can only go better.
All right, then thank you very much. That's Keith Joseph there, President of Team Athletics SVG, just joining us as we get ready to wrap up day number 2 of the 2025 Dr. Lennox Adams National Junior Championships here at the Sir Vincent Beach National Stadium. The second of 2 days of competition is about to end. The only event we have remaining here is the girls' discus, which is ongoing. The under-17 girls, along with the under-12. As a matter of fact, all the discus throws are in the competition. The under-17 girls of Kyla Jeffrey, Jessenique Williams, Shawnee Williams, Kishana Alexander, Angel Hoyt, and Shanika Lane in the under-17 division. Remember, they are aiming to throw 30.10 meters for an A standard qualification or 30 meters for a B standard qualification. In the under-20 girls category, we have Tokara Baba. She'll be aiming to hit 36.30 meters. That would be an A standard, or 36 meters for a B standard. And competing in the open discus competition, female, is Nabia Pompey. So that breaks it, basically, ladies and gentlemen, wraps us up here in terms of the track competition. Here, of course, as I said, the discus is still ongoing. So for those folks who are here at the Sir Vincent Beach National Stadium, they'll be getting to get that. Unfortunately, I won't be able to venture over to where the discus is because of the range of the microphone. I was told if I go too far, I won't be able to pick up the sound there. No sweetness, she weakness, no feelings. Of course. All right, so again, as I said, so I've got Crystal here next to me. I'm trying to get as tall as I am. All right, them fellas back good boy, they could bend. Hey, must see them just sing about in the song. All right, that I don't know if that was the greatest bend over I just saw there, but
that was a needed bend over.
It was effective. All right.
A necessary bend over.
Indeed. All right.
So, folks, you've been hearing Groove for the entire afternoon and yesterday, and times before with sporting events and more. Now you get to see him and see how tall he is.
My first time on TV.
I should have bring a Hiron crate or something.
We have something you can stand up for.
It's true. But how has it been? I know you've been commenting on a lot of the events that you're so versed on, because you're a sports guy.
Of course.
Every sporting event, I see you.
Well, that should mean you should be sport versed too, because we go to the same event.
Should be. You see, I tried to do a hurdle there. I couldn't even make it over to go under.
Get through how you can. But it's something that we always look forward to. It's actually one of the biggest subscribed to team athletics events, the Carifta Trials here at home. We have development meets over the season where we group together different types of events. But when we have events here where the athletes are vying for qualification for national representation, right? It's not like the national championships where it might be all right, club against club, as it used to be once upon a time. But as we saw and as we heard here, especially this afternoon, the supporters supporting the athletes, and not necessarily, I'll shout for this one because I'm affiliated with that club or this one. There's no bias. They're out there wanting to see the best from all the athletes. So it's something that is always looked forward to. And I think that after, especially, hi Cairo. Yeah, I don't know if you could get Cairo on the screen. This is Cairo, the superstar incoming. Yes. I think after the trials last year, right here, where we saw that national record set by Q in the 200 of 20.87 seconds. The interest has really spiked, especially in our local championships here. So we knew that we would have had a fairly decent crowd and support here, especially for the athletes, because it's really all about them, and they do well when they have the support behind them.
Of course. And I mean, as you said that, I think I heard Keith mention, because I couldn't hear very clearly.
Yeah, the clapping that was going on behind us.
I think he was talking about VC3 and broadcasting and the fact that so many people can get to see them, and that also encourages the athletes to want to do more, because somebody in Japan looking at me,
correct.
They can go back and look at their performance as well.
Yes.
So it really Your support is very needed. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for sharing and commenting. And as Groove said, support the athletes, because at the end of the day, you've seen with Shafiqa, Handel, and so many others, they go out there and they represent St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Not just athletics, but there's tennis, there's basketball, there's netball.
There's football, of course. We have football game coming up here in St. Vincent on the 21st
against
of March.
the Reggae Boys.
Jamaica. All right,
that's going to be a big one.
You're correct, is right.
Yeah. So it's been really great. Thank you so much for joining the team.
Thank you for the team joining me. Well, however it works, it works. Anyway, let me remind folks right now, all right, don't forget, get your calendar, get your phone out, because I know you're on your phone probably watching, you're texting and shouting people who are on the live and whatnot, all right? Get in your calendar and mark these dates down, right? March 19th and 20th, the National Lotteries Authority Inter-Schools Athletics Championships right here on this very track. 19th for the Primary Schools Championships, the 20th for the Secondary Schools Championships. The secondary heats will be on March 12th and 13th, and this coming Wednesday, the 5th, will be the Primary Schools semi-final. Come down to everything, don't just, I mean, everything. Yeah, we know VC3 is here providing you the opportunity to sit back at home and come out your house, right? Come and be here. Let the folks outside of St. Vincent depend on VC3 and jealous. You feel it's hot. I'd say Lorraine up in New York, cold now, and watch me in the hot sun. You'll be feeling nice. So mark those dates down and make sure that you're here at the stadium for the upcoming inter-secondary schools and primary schools championships. Yeah,
I want to wish Keo a speedy recovery.
Yes,
I hope everything goes
well
with him.
Indeed,
it's not easy.
And as I said, I realized that some of the viewers, after I announced what happened with regards to Kessian, were saying, let you run over the whole Tritalia wicked, right? But what
she still has an opportunity.
She does have an opportunity because the inter-school championships are coming up. And what I believe is, as Limo said, because he missed the A standard at his school sports last week, it gave him impetus to really run harder this time. I believe that because of that little mishap there in that event, come into school, we're really going to see Kessian put it out and probably get that qualification for the 3
She does very well.
Yes, she does.
So proud of our many athletes. Oh, I'm shed a tear. But thank you so much. My name is Crystal, and this is...
I don't even know which name to give you all, right?
Groove.
You know me as Groove, Khalil Kato, that's what my mother called me. Joy Boy, big up Joy, she not here, but no, let me go start on the family thing because we're going to be here till next week Wednesday.
Yeah, and the sun was set on us.
All right, but again, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Take care, bye-bye.